All right, well, that's enough talking about what we've been talking about.
We can keep shit talking.
No, wait, we don't have to search for half a corpse. It's fine.
Hey, it's much more than half.
Sorry, 7/8 of a corpse.
Yeah,
Welcome,
about
everyone,
80%.
to the Bone Era. Welcome back, everyone.
Hi.
I said, what?
Is that the soundtrack or is that my heart?
It's both.
Last time.
Oh, that's the Netflix thing. Sorry.
Dun dun.
Yeah, I was thinking ta-dum.
Oh,
and I was like,
yeah.
where is that?
Oh, yeah.
Ring from? It's Netflix.
They use a very punchy kick at that.
Yeah.
Really loud.
Anyway, last time on Welcome to the Bone Era,
Us.
Yeah.
We started in the house, didn't
you
we?
were in the
Yeah.
house.
Yes. We're in the house.
You were in the house, and you were deciding what the balls to do with his head and all this stuff.
That was weird.
You, I think, ended up calling Johanna to say,
What up?
yeah. And Johanna
Shut
suggested you
down.
come back to Marshtown because Johanna has perhaps some aid and some things to talk to you about anyway. You did that. You landed the house right outside Marshtown, and you headed inside. You met with Yaren, who passed out instantaneously in a big damn coma, and he handed you a raving sheet from some journal that talked about how these stones of time were like way more ancienter than you thought they were.
Super old.
Yes.
Ancienter? I barely even know her.
The more you talk about the stones, the more ancient they become, and the more ancienter it is. Yarn is in a bad way because part of his body, or part of his soul, basically, is locked in his plane of existence at the moment. But you found out on this sheet that someone can basically attune to these stones and put their power into it, and it in turn gives them power. And this is what Morlos has done with all of them. And so you know that you need to do that at some point to weaken him over time by going into each of the stones and classic video game shit.
So wait, we go into the stones and unattune Morlos?
Yeah, and you have to figure out how to unlink him from the stone.
Break his
I'm
connection.
guessing to beat down a
Which
bunch
I'm
of
so
dream Morloses inside of
I feel like what we have to do is we have to punch the shit out of the Morlos avatar inside the stone.
Inside the
It's
stone.
like not that you played Breath of the Wild, but it's like the different Ganons that you have to fight before
Yeah.
you fight Calamity
It is pretty classic
But
video
you
game
don't-
stuff
yeah.
I'm drawing
You
from.
don't
It's
play
not.
Breath of the Wild.
I know who
I've played
might
other
be
video
able to help
games,
us
though.
with
Yeah,
that
the other one.
grotto lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we still got to do that, but now other shit has come up.
Yeah.
So
Shit has come to
Hey,
light.
Sky Lady, we'll get there.
we're
We
there's
still
Yeah.
gotta get the shadow back together.
So, you then Kirin went to the Ouija's temple and discovered a priestess who had locked all the spirits in this temple around the temple so that they couldn't leave, because she discovered that something was hijacking spirits on the way to the afterlife or their various afterlives, and that was bad. So she wanted to keep them there, but that made her slowly lose her mind, and the spirits were all begging Kirin to let them go. So that was bad.
Feels bad.
And then you met Lucina again. She's gonna come help.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the war-torn
Grizzled
version.
badass.
Yeah. I want to hear about that. Your horn getting snapped. I want to hear that story. So.
what?
I'm
Yeah,
betting
part of
it
one
was
of her horns is
painful.
snapped. That's what she described.
Oh, I thought. Sorry. For a second, I was like, wait, like Loki?
It. Yes.
Exactly.
And there's an
No, that was
alligator version of
before.
Lucina.
Confused
No, this
alligator
actually
noises.
came up before, so
And then you decided to Lucina scried on the southern end of the city to determine a tree through which she could get you to Exim, or outside of Exim, to find Arichvala's body, which apparently was buried in a mass grave and would be trying to find its way back to its head 2 years ago. So who knows how fast a body travels, really. And then you talked to this dude named Ed Pollock, and Ed Pollock seemed like a nice fanboy guy. And then Lilia cast True Seeing and was able to see that he was possessed with the weird silver eyes that Salvador has, and it went badly.
And promptly forgot that she could not choose her radio signal.
Yes.
We didn't
on
know
the
we had a ring.
yeah, we didn't know.
I didn't
but
realize that
was
I
smart.
couldn't
We didn't even think
choose
about it.
the people.
Yeah.
None of us
Nope,
thought of
it's-
that either.
it's
But
just
it's,
everyone
it's
with
a
a ring.
classic moment. It was great.
Yeah.
It was a
Yep.
great moment.
And
Whoops.
Ed Pollock eventually was captured. He was turned into a mule and then captured, and then he undid his, or he was unpossessed. But whenever he tried to access the memories of it, it basically burned his brain out, and he died.
Yucky.
I was upset.
That
Rip
was yucky.
in peace.
So yucky.
Sorry,
Rippin'
Mr.
pepperoni.
Pollock.
What?
But because Ed Pollock was possessed and now knows where Marshtown is and stuff, holy shit, big problems.
We're fucked.
So you need to go get Ari Chavala, who you have canon evidence is really good at hiding shit. And so that's your current goal. And you ran through a tree using Lucina's magic, and you arrive.
And we
And we're back.
The clouds above you roil in terrible darkness. Thunder and lightning appear, but no rain.
Excellent.
Through the clouds, you see bursting these dark wyvern beasts flying through the air. You hear in the distance, and it goes back into the clouds. They seem to be completely shrouded in this dark essence of darkness. Around you are a bunch of trees, most of them no longer with any... there were a lot of pine trees and things, but even these pine trees have lost their needles and they've all fallen on the ground, and you're surrounded in sort of a forest of death and darkness. You're sort of up a bit on a hill because you're in the mountains, and I would say 2 miles in the distance, because you're up a bit, you can see Char because of your amazing perception.
Special eyes.
And Lily, I think your passive perception is amazing.
Perception is 20.
So as you get there, you're just noticing, and both of you can see in the distance the city itself, about 2 miles away, you'd wager, with even more sort of shrouds of darkness around it. Lucina, you see a whole lot of fog around you and some dead trees.
Yeah. This is, by the way, I just remembered, because I know Salvador and also the sergeant, that silver eyes is a thing. Lucina has regular silver eyes. tiefling silver, which I
But they're
think
not
is amazing.
doing
They're not
that.
They don't
smoky
glow.
silver
They're not
eyes.
smoky.
No.
I
I
want
want
to
to
clarify
clarify.
that.
It's kind of like cut, like he's got tiny little pieces of dry ice inside
Yeah.
of his
Ooh.
eyes,
That's sort of what
and
it's
they're
like.
just like
Yeah.
foggy like that.
You know,
It's like,
I was just thinking about that after last session. I'm like, oh yeah.
Not
yeah,
doing,
no,
not
don't
doing
worry.
tiefling
We're not
stuff.
prejudiced against silver
Silver
eyes.
people are all bastards.
Yeah. When we did land, Nala would have cast seeming to speak
Okay. Immediately.
I have a
Excellent.
question, and it's going to sound like a smart-ass question, but you used the word dark many times, and I
Did.
don't see well. I'm the only one that
It
can
is
see
weird.
the dark.
It's like darkness of a storm, so it's sort
Okay,
of
so I can
it's
Yeah.
late afternoon, getting to evening, but there is light coming in currently.
So
It's
we
like
all,
Mortar's over there, and here we are,
Yes.
right, Minas Tirith.
Lucina,
So we all dropped through, and Lucina turns to me and was like, "Okay, who wants to fly? When?
wait,
Why are we flying? Why are we
Why?
flying?
I'm assuming we want to get out of here and towards the mass grave as fast as possible.
Can we all fly
Sure,
together?
you sure we
Or
won't be
I-
shot
are
out
we
of the
splitting
air or
up?
Between me
anything?
and one person, we could carry all of you.
How
how many
many-
wyverns are up in
Yeah,
the sky?
how-
Yeah.
make a perception check, the two of you, as
Oh,
you
damn it.
asked.
Damn it. You really go with advantage because Nala's
Sure.
garbage.
I help. No,
I'm just a +1 on all my.
Yeah, no, I got a 12.
Close.
Oh my
It
God.
wasn't a
I
hard
get
check.
single digits.
what if someone
because-
goes, "Hey, Shar, can you look and see if there are wyverns in the sky?"
And because
You gotta
eventually
ask.
you'd ask, so this is for initial, like, you look up,
Yeah.
and you can see there's quite a lot of, like, roilingness of the clouds above you, and just every once in a while, as though surfacing like a whale, there are these beasts just flying down, and there are at least, you could, standing there for like a minute, you see like 5 of them in the area.
I don't
Within
think we
the
should
couple
fly
mile
right now.
area
I think
around.
we should do like an invisible, like pass without a trace situation and try and figure
I
out which
can-
direction to move in.
I can do that as well. The thing is, can you all see around here? I can't see it. Oh, okay.
Sorry, we've been here before. I thought we talked about this.
Yeah.
I thought like
The shadow can gift being able to see through this
Oh.
kind of fog.
So if we find her, she
yes.
can gift it to you.
That would be nice. So,
You can just hold my hand and I will lead you.
It is 30 feet, so you can
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
a good radius around you.
I assume me and Lily are talking about being
But
able to see
also
the
that
city.
probably
No,
means
I know
you
that,
can
and that
see
is, but
the
it's
big
not like
expanse
hold
of
hand
the
distance,
sky,
is what I
then,
mean.
correct?
No, I'm assuming Lucina can hear.
You can hear the wails
Okay.
and screams of the
Yeah.
thing
I'm
and the thunder.
That's not a sky I particularly want to travel in at the moment.
okay. Well,
Is-
if we want to walk, I can definitely make us hidden for a while or a lot more stealthy.
The
How
head
long
is
does
in
that
the
last
bag.
for?
Say again.
As long as I want, because my staff lets me do it at will.
Will the head start? This sounds very gross. Like a magnet. Will it go towards its body?
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Where is it? Can we take it out of
body
the
goes
bag?
towards the head. The head does not go.
but the
I
head
don't
just
know
follow
who
the
has.
head.
Oh,
You
I
have it.
I
You
have
have
it.
it. her
head's in the
head.
bag
I'll
because
have
I
it.
asked her during
Ooh,
Speak with
do I
Dead.
want to pull it out?
Yeah,
in
take
this,
the head
in
out.
this city?
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
but
wait,
she can't.
Let me
she can't
cast
find her
pass
body.
without a trace first.
Oh yes.
And aren't you going to cast seeming?
I already have. We all
Yeah,
look
not
like
a-
shadow people.
Oh,
or shadow
right.
creatures.
We're all spooky looking. Okay. We should also cast either locate object or locate person since we don't know which one it is and see if we can find a direction to move in if the head doesn't give us any ideas. If we take the head out and it just looks dead, if it doesn't go like magnet situation, we should cast this.
I cast pass without a trace through
The
my
shadows,
staff of the woodland.
the shadows of this already shadowy forest wrap around you and seem to flit around all your bodies. You seem to combine. You look at each other, and you sort of, even from this distance, you sort of look like you're part of the forest in some capacity.
Nice.
Oh,
Sweet.
wow.
This is.
I'm so proud of all of you.
So what that means is everyone for at least it is a concentration spell.
No.
So for an hour until I cast it again, everyone has +10 to their stealth roll.
Sweet.
That's ridiculous.
That will be great. Thank you. so much.
Shar's gone.
I'm gonna get like a 50.
Sure disappears into
Shar's in
into-
another dimension.
Yeah.
Yes.
Char
goes
has
into the
never
ethereal
existed
plane, and it's
in
just-
this reality.
Can we just have Shar roll for just natural standing there? How much her stealth is right now?
Well, it's,
Right
I mean,
now.
Yeah.
Passive stealth is literally 23. I
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Good God.
There you go.
Like,
So should we do locate object or locate
I'm
person?
gonna do locate creature.
Yeah, whichever
Okay.
has the longer range.
Take the head
they're
out.
both 1,000 feet,
the head
but it's just
out.
different
Okay.
spell levels. You take the head out.
I'm assuming it's
Holding it
locate
low,
creature because that's the higher level one.
Like you're not cradling it.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Cradle it.
Yeah, don't
dead.
hold her by her hair. Be
It's
decent.
dead.
Yeah.
It's just her head
No,
right
she
now.
is not. I thought we've established that she
Well,
is not dead.
She's half dead.
Okay, so we can treat her with some
Mostly
respect.
dead.
Otherwise, she'll get
She's
mad
mostly
at
dead.
us when she comes
Nearly
back.
dead.
Hey, Shar, think fast. I throw the head at Shar.
Char screams.
Oh, great,
Whoa,
right?
whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hang on, hang on.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Alas, poor Yorick.
That's an 11.
11. Oh, fuck.
Decently.
You sort of drop the Char stumbles and drops the head on the ground a bit.
Nala freaked me out.
Head sort of lulls.
Can I?
I'm gonna pick the head back up
You pick the head
because
back.
now I feel bad.
Give me the head since I'm doing the magic.
Oh.
Yeah, he's
I can't
Dad's
do
here.
adult here. Children, give me the head.
Since Shar screamed, can I listen to hear if any
was a
shadow
yelp.
creature? Okay, never mind.
It wasn't like a blood curdle.
Yeah, it wasn't a. No,
It was more like
just.
Okay, never
like
mind.
when Swatch
and there's
swatched at
and there's enough like thunder and stuff in the soundscape.
Okay, I give the head to Kieran,
Thank you.
and then I back up
It's got
quickly.
thunder in the soundtrack. It's like, oh,
Wow. Hey.
I can mix and match my freaking audio now because
Very nice.
because I don't have to only share one tab. I can use multiple. Yes.
Going cast it.
So you have the head. It doesn't seem to be doing
It's
anything.
mine.
It's
No.
just a
The
dead
children
head.
get me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You
nobody would
cast
be like a
locate
pendulum.
creature.
Yes.
Are you sure you want to do this 2 miles from the city?
Right.
Well, describe or name a creature that is familiar.
Yeah, but,
Right, but
your
it's
range is 10,000.
1,000 feet.
Oh,
It's not that
You're
long.
2 miles from the city.
how far?
And
I don't
you
know
know that the
how
mass
far a mile
grave-
is. I didn't grow up in this
5,280
country.
feet.
something.
Oh,
Well, that's
okay.
stupid.
It is stupid, but that
That
is how
doesn't
many
make
feet.
any
It
sense.
doesn't.
What is that number?
So we
dumb.
I hate this.
So we
country.
should start heading towards the mass grave then.
Yeah, is
Which
there,
was pretty much from what you were let know by
Okay.
Ari was like on the outskirts of the city itself.
Negative
So in
Towards
my
the
mind,
mountains.
I'm
Whatever.
like
South
in
towards the
the
mountains.
Sleeping
North
Beauty
towards the city.
situation,
Oh,
right?
north
Where
towards
he's
the city.
standing
Okay,
on the
gotcha,
hill and he's
gotcha.
in the forest and he's looking out at the castle that's like 2 miles away, and there's nothing in between the forest and the castle. Like, is it just like emptiness, or is it more forest?
Sorry, it's more forest
What- okay.
that goes down
like right
and
up to the edge of
Pretty
the city.
much. There would probably
Okay.
be 500 feet of more
Okay.
sort of.
So they won't see us.
Tundra land.
That's what I was.
You're,
yeah.
you're
Okay.
obscured by an amount of trees. Yes,
Okay.
As you,
Okay.
as you
I
head
would
that
suggest-
direction.
What's an amount?
And we have passed without a trace, so we're
What is
okay.
it, Lucina?
I suggest whatever you do, we should probably do it soon.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
let's
We
yeah.
have
let's
a
get
limit.
moving. Yeah.
All right, so you start heading in the direction towards the city. So you're going sort of downhill. It's sort of a light hill right now.
While we're meandering, I would like to cast a series of things on my teammates.
Okay.
Okay.
I
What are you casting?
follow up with. I would like to cast Death Ward on my
Wow.
friend Wynn, and I would like
Shocked.
to cast
Your confidence is overwhelming.
I think I'd know how many people.
It's a track record win.
Fair.
You are currently winning the battle of dying the most.
Hey.
But you are the only tanky character in this entire group, and
This is
you're a
what I
fighter
hear. I
and not a
I
tank.
take the
I'm
hits for
getting
everyone
there.
else.
And I would like to
getting
cast
there.
Aid
Yeah.
on.
I'd love to make
You
a
never-
tanky sorcerer.
Yeah,
That'd
I don't
be
need
a
it.
cool
I would
bit.
like to cast Aid on myself and Nala,
Be hard.
and also Lucy.
Ooh.
So the three of us get 20 temporary.
High level aid.
Nice.
I'm good. Don't worry about me.
Jar hasn't been injured ever.
I feel like a barbarian.
I have
That's why
been
I never
injured
give
when
it
we
to-
fought Blue Eyes. I actually
Blue
got
Eyes,
I
yeah.
got hit once and I was like in half.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
But then someone saved
He's
me. I don't
beefy.
remember.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a merit. Anyway,
No, somebody who wasn't him just got me.
Yeah, the married guy.
Someone like pokes me. I'm like, oh my
Okay, I think that's all I cast.
okay.
Walk it off.
But you continue on your way, and as you're going, I will have everybody make a stealth check.
Ooh.
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. All right. Stealth rolls.
36.
36 win.
shit.
Win vanishes into the night for the first time.
I'm
Ever.
Batman.
42.
Shar's in another
Jesus.
campaign.
26.
26
14.
with the plus 10. Wow.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Love
I rolled a 3.
it.
Sweet Kira.
I roll with disadvantage.
Christina got a 23.
23.
25 with
Nick
my
roll.
advantage ring.
Good
Oh
rolls.
no,
good
it's a
rolls.
plus
Okay.
2. It was a 15.
Wow.
There we go.
There
Well,
you
it
go.
doesn't matter because
Yes,
as a group,
marginally better.
you're pretty much ghosts as you
We
make your
I'm
way
Plank and I
through.
wrecked it.
Somewhere there's a shadow hat, like cowboy hat.
Yeah, just the hat is floating. People think it's ghosts. Cowboy
Everyone-
ghost.
Everyone just needs to stay within 30 feet of me, okay?
Yes, otherwise the spell, you notice, as she says that, you notice that there's where the shadows
We've
that
also
she
done
has
this
created.
before.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was pre-friggin' No,
Yeah.
it was just as we started recording because it was werewolf camp stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Amelia.
That was like 2
And
years
Alfonso.
2 years ago. Yeah, and Amelia and Alfonso. Wow. Anyway, you continue down this pathway to the city. You make it. The first mile goes pretty quickly. A mile doesn't take long for hardened adventurers who walk everywhere to travel, even if you're going slowly to like sneak around.
I mean, we're all gay, so our walking speed is.
Way faster, yes. But you
Char's
always
not
arrive
gay.
late for everything.
Yeah, but I
Um,
feel like she's gay by association.
She is the token straight.
Just
You
like
don't know
Jason.
knowledge.
like Jason. She's the diversity hire.
Lucina's
Sorry,
sexuality is just a
very
big
young.
question mark right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But
She
you
hasn't hit her experimentation phase yet.
She never had the chance.
But you continue down, and the first mile goes without a hitch. Second mile, the land starts sort of leveling out a little bit, and you hear, as you get closer, now passive perception comes in, because you can see through the woods now. You see some shadows that are moving a little differently from how normal shadows might operate. And you see sort of a... Actually, I'm going to have... Shar, what's your normal perception? You can't possibly
Passive perception?
What's your perception? If you roll it, what's your lowest that you can get?
If you rolled a 1.
Because I'm going to stop making you
If
roll
I
for
rolled a
things.
1, it would be 21.
21. Okay,
Yeah.
so Shar, you notice
No,
without
I'm-
having to care because
Okay.
because of how rogues work.
That's good.
See, it balances out though because I get all the skill checks, but I don't do in damage when we're in fights. You guys carry it. I'm just
talking
You've
about?
killed more
Char's
people.
Char's
than-
John
Yeah,
like
killed
that.
way
Way more things than
Char's
everyone
John
else.
Cena. She goes, "You can't see me."
Yeah,
I guess we do more area effect damage, but you.
yeah.
I just do
overall.
the takeout kills.
Yes, you do. a
So
lot
I
of
get
them.
all the credit, even though I do
Exactly.
none of the work.
You're the dad who comes from the barbecue and says, "Here, I cooked dinner, and it's just the meat." And the mom has done everything else in the world and organized the party.
Oh my
And I'm the one that brought the chips.
Damn.
You brought
Oh
the
my
chips.
god!
Here are my chips.
Anyway, in the distance, Shar, you can immediately see, because you're often in the lead of the party too, so you can see
We do
a
that.
semi humanoid shape sort of vanish inside of a tree, off to the right somewhere, and off to the left you see another one just sort of walking, and then it vanishes behind a tree.
What do you mean by shadows that don't look like?
Well, they're
normal
semi-humanoid. If
shadows?
maybe your brain is tricking you or not, it's difficult to tell through the darkness that
Like-
you're already looking through. So it seems to have arms and a torso and sort of legs, but they don't end
But
in feet.
it could be like a trick of the light kind
It
of thing.
might,
Is that
you
what?
might be
okay.
you freaking out,
Okay.
or it could
Yeah.
be monsters.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is
Got
this is
it.
what you see with your keen elf vision.
That's what your elf is.
Didn't we see a bunch of shadows like walking around the streets?
Yep.
Yes, plus ourselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that what we look like right now?
Don't do that, Nala. You're freaking me out.
Nala invented them.
Nala's
Okay,
By the way, question.
There are some shadows around this forest, but for some reason they don't seem like they're the same kind of shadows. Like they don't feel like.
What I meant is that they don't look like naturally formed shadows by trees and the sun. Or whatever. They are
okay.
weird, wispy things that you swear you saw. Like one of them went into a tree, and one of them seemed to move purposefully in a direction.
By the
Well,
way, question.
there are some. Oh no.
I'm sorry, I was gonna push for Nala. Is there anything differentiating us from each other in terms of our shadowness, or do we all look like identical shadows?
In the haste of
Well,
you
seeming
made the
can't do
shadowy.
height,
seemingly,
though, right?
seeming just made you look like specific other things. And what did you all look
in
like?
the haste of
Spooky shadow.
You
yeah,
look like the
spooky
the
shadows.
dudes. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I guess the only thing would be
Height.
we all look the same, but Kieran would probably have like what would look like a mustache.
Shadowy mustache.
Yes,
So-
I accept.
And Char's really short because you can't make that
I can
hot
make
much
you a foot
taller.
taller
and
shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everyone's more or less the same height.
Okay.
I guess we mostly all look fairly identical.
Sure.
And you
except
can also
Kieran.
just tell by the way
So you're a bunch
Lilia
of shadows
moves
with extra shadows.
because she kind of moves like she's always floating, even though she's not.
Also from voice. Yeah, I just wanted
Yeah.
to see if there were any
We're
identifiers.
talking
That's
about
fine.
No, it was an
Bond
interesting
styles,
question. I
like
like
moving
thinking
the
about that. Because I'm looking at that and I'm like, Kieran and Wynn are the same height, but Kieran now has a mustache. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
no,
No,
not in real life.
Kieran
Only
can't
when
actually grow
not
one.
with seemings.
Kieran's like,
Kieran.
if I was a man, I unfortunately don't think I would be able to grow a mustache.
But you'd want one.
I want
totally
it so
want
bad
one.
right now.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I
believe in
don't
you.
think I could take enough
It's a lot of
testosterone
fuzz
to give
right
me
now.
a mustache.
Anyway,
Sorry.
R.I.P. to my child.
Do you do anything with this knowledge?
I'm gonna tell people that
Should we maybe
figures
not
out
look like
there.
shadows?
No, I think
I-
that's fine.
no,
I feel
no,
like they
I-
would
I think-
immediately find us out.
I feel like
Should we try and
can I don't know, what's an instinct check? What's
Insight.
Insight? Can I do that?
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad.
No. That's a natural. Oh.
But are you
So
proficient?
you're just
Okay.
Oh,
I got it. Yeah, no, I don't think these are monster shadows or anything. I think they are more people who have been turned into shadows, like what we saw in the city. So I think we are okay to keep going forward.
Let's just try to
Yeah.
keep a wide berth around them.
Yeah.
Well, they're just like appearing and then disappearing. Like that one just like appeared. Like I thought I saw something and then it just like went into a tree.
I'll keep an eye out for these as we keep going, just to see if I can't like make a judgment call about
after
it somewhere along
a
the way.
few moments of Shar mentioning that, you out of the corner of your eye, just in the sort of distance to your right, another sort of thing, semi-humanoid, but you can't like see its feet or anything. It just sort of wisps its
and it
way.
doesn't seem to have any like direction, purposeful direction.
It at least doesn't seem to be going towards you.
Okay.
It seems to be moving with a purpose of its own.
Okay, cool. Can I then just roll an insight check on it, just to
Sure.
hostile versus not
Fuck you, then.
hostile versus hostile?
Funny.
So
Love
that is a 18.
18?
Better than a 1.
I mean, what you are wrangling with or are struggling with at the moment is, are you freaked out about the nearby scary town and the darkness around you and like a child in the night making up what you're seeing, or is it actual monsters? And with an 18, you're like, I mean, given what Elena can do, it's possible that this is either a monster or something terrible that's happened to somebody.
But Lilia's the one who saw the people walking around on the
Yeah.
street,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
so,
Lilia, they look
this is the
similar.
same
Yes.
Yeah.
sort of deal. I don't know though how much of this is Elena's creation versus how much. I mean, how much of this is a monster that she created versus how much of it is a person that horrible events happened to.
I mean, I don't even know what
Do
I
I
saw.
know enough things about like weird, darkish magic? No.
Weird, darkish. Make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
I will say while that's going on, like, if we're okay with
Just because
giving,
it's
It's because
specific.
you're being punished.
What is it? What is it, Lucina?
if we're okay with giving away our location, I can do
No,
something
we're
to.
not. We're not
Absolutely.
okay with that
No,
already.
I'm just saying.
The DM
last-
shakes his head.
I'm just saying, as a last ditch effort,
misgendered
if we get
myself. I hate doing
overrun,
that.
I can maybe do something that will get all shadows away from us.
What? What are you talking about?
right now, though.
Okay, I don't think they're threatening right now. I think we
I
should
know, I'm
just.
just saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's.
In the
Good to
Careful.
know.
I think let's just
if-
keep going.
What are you talking about? Just so we know.
I can basically make daylight appear.
Oh, okay. That's if they're afraid of daylight. I guess they would be.
like shadows can't. It's
pretty
bright
dark
daylight.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
27.
27 with disadvantage.
I rolled a 15 and a 17,
Wow.
and I got plus 12.
Nice.
What a prodigy.
Okay. You have the only place that you can imagine darkness of this nature existing is in a place that rejects light. there are a couple places you might know about that. There's no like elemental plane of darkness in D&D, but there is the Shadowfell, which you know relatively well, which is a land of sort of undeath, and it's sort of the shadowy shit version of this plane, or it's the shadowy shit version of the Feywild. Really.
Bad.
Sounds
bad.
so awful.
And then there's an even worse place called the negative plane, which is sort of the opposite plane to anywhere that supports life in any capacity. A person or thing that travels the negative plane that has any real soul just dies over time because life gets completely sucked out of them. And you think back to your cleric studies and your book learning back in Scorch Pass, and you remember reading about that and the just horrifying darkness that seems to be spitting in the face of life itself, and that's the feeling that you get from these things.
Great. So it's probably from the negative.
That is your conjecture, yes.
My brain
The
went with
Negaverse.
Yep,
because
nope.
it was next
The
to me. and then that was
Negaverse.
it. That was the
I'm
end.
sorry, it's Sailor Moon.
It is. Yeah, no.
Nope, not
Okay.
anymore.
And
Now
so-
it's the bone era.
So presumably these are probably people whose lives were sucked out. So they are probably not necessarily hostile. Unless they are at some point directed to
Well,
be so.
Lead
That's
the
a
way.
one-shot
I
that
can't see anything around here.
Yes, Char, lead the way.
By the way,
Okay, yeah, we're gonna keep going as close to the city as
What
we can
time
get
is it?
while staying within.
It's
Yeah,
getting late afternoon, evening.
Oh,
So
okay.
is I know with my eyes I can see, but can I see?
It will get
It's
dark
not
at some
dark.
point.
It will get dark.
it's not.
It's not
Kieran
there
can't
yet.
see in the dark yet.
Eventually, we
I
will
can
have to give
turn
you
you can
light.
just be next to Lucina,
like-
who can't see beyond
Yeah.
30 feet.
Yeah,
Like it seems like it's. I
I'm the
feel like
only
it's
one without
always
dark.
dark
I know,
here,
I'm a
but
purchase
right now
aware.
it's getting darker.
Yes, 'cause it's getting
evening.
later.
But
Yeah.
it's just the kind of place where it's always dark.
Yeah,
But it's not like blackout. Kieran can't see yet.
once it gets dark out, Kieran, you can choose one of the dark vision people, and Lucina can choose one of the folks that can
Yeah.
see through. The thing.
Yeah,
but they
we're
should
fine.
not choose each other to walk with.
Exactly.
What if we make them just because it'll be funny?
Kieran and Lucina go on their own adventure because they get fucking lost from the rest of us.
That'd
Emily,
be
could you-
inconvenient because they're the only
Emily.
two who can. What?
Could you make sure to move this just slightly closer to you?
Okay, sorry, I thought that was close.
But I'm assuming we're pressing onwards towards the city.
Yeah, we're just
Yes?
gonna go as
Okay.
close as we can get before we worry that people
Excellent.
are gonna be able to see us. Kinda.
All right, and as you make this next leg of the journey, please make a stealth check again.
Ooh, plus 10 still,
Yep.
or is the
I'm
hour
constantly, because the staff lets me cast it at will, so whenever an hour's
Doesn't
up,
matter.
I just cast it.
You might have. You're fine.
still? We haven't been talking
I
that.
rolled like poop.
But you have walk tomorrow, but that's only 15 minutes.
We're so
That's pretty
good at
good.
walking.
That's good.
I'm on my way.
All right.
24.
Did you roll anything?
24.
Great.
24.
24,
18.
18,
14.
14.
Oh, I
20.
forgot to add 10. Sorry,
Plus 10,
34.
34.
I was gonna say that's rather low for a rogue.
Sorry, no, 24 is the minimum. 34.
What was yours?
20.
20?
28.
28.
Everybody got above 20.
No.
4. You get.
14.
I got 18.
Again?
Last time it was a 15.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you know.
Your
I roll with disadvantage.
That's how the
But you
Kieran do.
you have. That's pretty good
I think we're okay.
all along. Have you been rolling with disadvantage?
No, because they have
Boots
the
of
boots
Elven
of
Kind.
Elven
Boots of
Kind
Elven
that
Kind.
cancel it
Yes.
out.
Right. Good,
Yes.
good,
We
good.
figured
Yes.
that out too.
Because I've. Yeah.
Good. All right, so you continue, and you still see a few of these wispy, weird things, but they don't seem to be making any moves to you, and you duck between trees and make your silent way closer and closer to the city as the land evens out even more. All right, so as the ground levels out, you get closer and closer to the city, and in the sort of distance, you start seeing the trees thin, and you see the wall of the city about 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet probably away from you. And before that, you see these sorts of mounds of dirt, like they've ripped up the whole back part of this city with like a bulldozer. What are you doing?
That's the
I
head.
imagine that's what
Like a
Kieran's
metal
doing.
detector.
The head is
I
doing
am
nothing.
not doing that because I specifically asked her if that would work, and she specifically told me no. I'm leaving the poor woman's head alone.
Yeah, the head is not a metal detector.
I'm
for
just
it.
holding it
But
respectfully.
But you see the mounds of dirt sort of all around, and it's clearly like this is where they dug up a large portion of earth and did something, but you guess this is where the mass grave is. And as you sort of look at it from the edge of the foresty area, you start seeing a bunch of these shadowy figures just sort of wandering the top part of these mounds of dirt. Like just wandering back and forth. One of them, you see a couple of them just like hit each other, disapparate, and then sort of form up again and keep walking in whatever direction they're going.
Would now be a good time, probably.
You're about 2,000 feet from the city and about 1,000 feet from the mass grave site. So it's up to you.
Yes.
Um,
And if it doesn't work, we can go to the other side and cast it there. Yes.
I don't.
No.
Yeah, how much of that?
It lasts up to an hour, so I guess.
Oh, so we can cast it and then walk around?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Beep, beep,
You cast it.
beep, beep,
It does not detect anything.
beep, beep.
And are you moving out of the forest area towards the mass graves?
Should we try and zigzag so it looks like we're intersecting each other, forming up?
Yeah.
Direction.
It's kind of like that scene in Shaun of the Dead where,
where
they
they
have
try
to
to
walk through and pretend, like, just blend in. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing right now.
We're being zombies.
We're being, like, shadow people, but, like, kind of, like, scattered.
You're blending in
Yeah.
and doing that sort of thing. And Kieran, you do not detect any pings off of your spell as you walk around. You spend like 10 minutes, 15 minutes sort of wandering the whole area of where this mass grave is, and nothing.
So not to bring up something horrible now, but if the body did have 2 years, is it possible it's close to the castle?
Yeah. Probably.
Oh, I hate
I bet it's in the castle.
I
or
hate
close to
that.
it.
Okay.
I'm so dumb. What were you saying?
I was
Sina?
gonna say, while we're going around, I was just gonna look around for any graves that were dug up or looked like something that
Yeah.
crawled.
Make a survival check.
Can I also make a survival
Sure,
check?
it's your survival checks.
Great.
Messina got a 19.
28.
28. DC was 25 because it has been 2 years. And lots of earth shifts in 2 years, but Taylor is a pretty cold place. So much so that the ground is often pretty frozen. And you eventually just randomly, you're walking around getting sort of frustrated, and you eventually see just a tiny little divot in the ground. And a semi sort of frozen land area, and you see a tiny groove in the ground, snaking its way in the direction of the city itself, and it sort of ends as soon as they get past the dirt that's been dug up, because then it gets to sort of more grassy areas, but you see this divot in the ground that has gone away.
Great.
Kneel down, do the Shar thing, like just run my hand around.
You
the dirt.
should put it in your mouth.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up.
Tastes like dirt.
I'm gonna smell it.
Gimli, orc blood. I know what that tastes like.
Yep.
Sure you do, Gimli. It's a delicacy.
Charge is gonna go here.
It's a sex thing.
Here. You were right. It went
It's
that
gone
way.
towards the city, but it seems like looking in that direction. There's no place in which like might have popped out of the ground like Daisy.
No,
Well,
I'm
there was
assuming
a
that
bigger-
it dug
Right.
its way out
Out.
and then apparently just
Dragged
crawled
itself.
or dragged itself that way, which is into the city. So
Can you tell how long ago this
With a 28,
emerged?
long time.
2 years.
It's roughly. Maybe.
I think it's about what Ari told us.
It's difficult to tell, but a 28's pretty good.
I wouldn't be surprised if we went back to her attic bedroom and this body was there. Because clearly it's been a while. I mean, I don't know how.
Also, most of the time in those 2 years, the body was on that tower.
I mean,
The
That
head was on that.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's
Is
why
that we've
Lil-
done
yeah.
all of this, and it's probably.
That's why Lilia was saying, yeah, it probably headed to the castle already.
It bodied to the castle. It
bodied.
didn't head.
Listen, God.
Who's God?
It's the chong.
It's not Yaren.
And it wants wine. Chunk is here,
and potato
asks
chips.
What are you
for
saying,
wine.
Lucy?
If we'd like, I could try scrying on the body. The only thing is, it would take me.
That ended badly last time,
I
though.
know.
And we should definitely not do it if we're here.
I think
if he could tell you were scrying while we were elsewhere,
That's
he's gonna
fair.
know we're here immediately.
I think that while Kieran still has his
Kieran?
While Kieran.
Oh,
While Kieran has his
like an alternate, like
no, that's Kieran's
Dimension
normal state. Wild Kieran is Kieran.
Kieran's always
What
a little
happens
feral.
when you fail a wisdom save in the beast
But
lands?
I think that while Kieran's spell is still active, you said you have an hour on it, right? So now we got about
So it's been
45
about-
minutes left.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
So while that's still going, I think we should try to head towards the castle and see if we can't get anything. Because if we are trying to locate the creature here and it's only within 1,000 feet, but it managed to get into the city, we're gonna have to move along in order to locate it at all.
Move along, little
Move
doggies.
along, little
close as close as we can get.
Little
Yeah.
doggies.
So do we have about the same amount of time left on? No, I guess we have more time left on seeming.
We have
That
8
lasts
hours.
for a
Seeming
long
is 8
time.
hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pass
we're
without
fine.
trace is infinite with Lucina's staff.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So
So everyone stay close, but also keep doing the weavy thing.
Yes. So yeah, I say let's head towards the city, though, specifically the castle and that room, which is
Yeah.
on the south side, right? We were like at that window was looking south.
But the castle's directly in the center of the city.
Yes, no, I mean, but like the edge of the castle that we would be heading towards,
Yes.
that would have been closest to her head originally.
Is on the south side of the castle, yes.
And hopefully, fingers crossed that since we now have the head, the body will try to make its way to us and would like meet in the middle.
Or
I
they
am very
found
hopeful.
a very obvious body that can't hide because it doesn't have a head.
And they've caught it.
And
Yeah,
they've
no, I know.
got
I
it
know, I know.
somewhere.
Yeah, because Kieran
That's
is
my
holding
fear.
the head, that means it's part of the seeming, right? Because it's on
just a-
Kieran's body.
Technically, it's a piece of equipment, yes.
Yeah, so okay, so the head's still invisible. So we good.
Ghost titty.
Question to the DM.
Mhm.
During our entire trek on Taylor, has the necklace done anything? The Tiamat necklace?
Make a perception check for me.
No. We have enough things.
Ooh, I actually rolled a 17 naturally. Let me see what my plus is. 18.
18. It's interesting because as you notice, as you're thinking about it, because you're like, your mind was on other things, and as you remember, you thought it was just part of like the spell of the transport via plants. You'd never done that before. You were immediately casting seeming and doing all this. Do you remember as you were up higher in the mountains, it did sort of pump and burn slightly on your chest, and then as you got further away, it would do it, but much lighter. And you're like trying to focus on it now, and it's kind of even barely there.
So our
Probably not. I would have said it when I first realized it back then, so I wouldn't bring it up now. I just didn't think to ask.
so are we planning to
We're getting as
go
close
in
to the
tonight? Okay.
We still have daylight. I'd say like as good as much of this time as we can. They're desperate back in Marshtown.
This is bad.
And things are
we
only going to
gotta
get worse.
do this
Yeah.
like as soon as we can. So yeah, keep going. As
All right.
close to the castle as we can get.
You
I'm-
head. Yeah.
I'm just nervous that they found the body and it's in a cage somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Actually, that's exactly
Very
what
possible
has
that
happened.
Okay.
But I don't know how much time we can spare.
Welcome to the bone era.
Name drop. It all goes bad. I would like
Credits.
roll
Ding.
I'm gonna stick close to Shar so that if anything starts to go south, I'm gonna turn her invisible.
Oh, me? Okay, that's actually.
Because if anybody is
Person
stealthy
that's-
enough to go find the body while the rest of us are,
What am I
fighting for our
supposed to do
lives,
with it if I
probably be
find it
Shar.
though?
Bring it back.
What?
Here,
Drag it?
I'll lend you the bag of holding.
Did you say
I can't put a. Oh, I guess if we can put a head in the bag of holding, we can put a body in the bag of holding, right?
Just cut it up into little bits.
No, that's
Kieran.
the anti. That's the opposite of what we're
Also,
trying
that would
to
make
do.
Char uninvisible.
Immortal.
Remember, it's an attack. You don't attack things when you're invisible.
Okay, no.
Well,
It doesn't matter.
Actually, that is a good
Kieran.
question.
did you say that out loud that you would be making Char invisible?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, I can make you super speedy,
Ooh, okay.
but it would be very, very short amount of time.
Fast and
Okay.
invisible.
Gotta go fast.
Okay.
Get the fuck out.
Well,
Alright.
if shit hits the fan and Kieran's
It
doing that to
probably
me,
will.
just do it too.
Yeah, again,
And then
it's
Lilith
very-
can give me bardic
very
inspiration. It'll
very
save all of us.
short amount of time, like 1 minute.
Oh, are you meaning like the
Long enough
haste?
to run.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. And exhaustion doesn't matter because I have cocaine coming.
Well, it's
Wait,
not
what?
exhaustion.
Well, yeah,
Pain.
you just lose a round in combat.
6
No,
seconds.
it combats the effects
Right,
of
but haste
exhaustion
is
for
just
one round.
haste is not exhaustion.
No, but it gives you exhaustion when it's done.
No,
No,
it
it
just
doesn't.
that's what we were saying.
You
It's
would
just
have-
one round of combat, so it
Oh,
feels like a
okay.
long time,
Oh,
but it's
okay.
literally 6 seconds.
Okay, gotcha.
You just have to catch your breath.
We good.
All right, so you begin heading towards the walls of this castle of this city proper.
hate it
You
here.
you see towards it's actually relatively close to where these mass graves are because you're almost smack dab in the center of the city wall, and behind it is the mass grave. So here is the gate, and you're walking pretty much that direction. So are you planning on heading in the gates, or trying to find some way around or over the
Is
walls?
there anything at the gates?
Make a perception check.
Yeah, like are there people
Char's gonna
not
help, right?
Not
Yeah,
but
it's
I
fine.
was
You,
gonna,
you would be able to see it eventually.
20.
I was gonna
But
say
dirty 20.
You're good.
I was gonna say, are there people guarding it, or are more specifically, are there more shadows that look like they're going through it?
There are no shadows that seem like they're going through it. What you
Okay.
notice is that there are shadow-like beasts, or sort of more solid humanoid shadow monsters that Wynn recognizes very clearly. A few of them patrolling around the gate.
like the one that talked to him.
I feel like they'll be able
Yes.
to
Wynn
see
can
through
tell
our
us that,
seeming.
Wynn.
That's
Wynn,
just
tell us.
Listen, I can get one other person on the other side of the wall.
Well, but isn't it okay?
I know who has the lowest stealth.
But
Okay.
if we go
Um,
outside
When
of
this
the wall,
war is over, I'm
we-
never visiting the city again.
If we go on the other side of the wall, however, we'll be outside of Lucina's.
If we
Pass
go
for
to
the
bed,
trace.
I can get stoned and stuff.
You said there are creatures flying around, correct?
There are creatures flying,
Oh damn it! I have
way
to be
high
able-
up,
I have
and
to
then
be able
there
to
are
see them.
and then there are these guards, or these weird soldiers or guards that Wynn has seen that are like, you can see a semblance of armor and whatnot on them, but they don't seem to be wearing any actual weapons. It's like the ghostly idea of armor is on their dark, black, shadowy bodies, and their claws are sort of extended.
They just seem more solid than
I
the
have a
rest.
more
question.
solid than the
real,
rest of
a little
them.
bit more
Like the
real.
print.
Somewhat
that.
like
do
but
they
small
look?
versions.
Do they? Because Lucina can't see this, so Lucina's asking: do they look relatively important that they can walk around the city untethered?
Untethered?
I have a spell. I know I've been saying like I have a lot of spells, like kind of catching up the party on what I can do. There's something I could do, but it takes a minute to cast, and I have to be able to see the creature. But I can place them under my control for
Seems
30
worth a
days.
shot.
For 3 days?
30.
Wow. Okay.
I have a-
Well,
Does
it
the-
looks like
the
apparently
creature-
there's 2 of them.
Does the creature have to have like a mind of its own?
It just says a creature. Wait, hang on. If the creature
No,
can,
what if you like?
Yeah.
What if Lucina takes care of one of them? You cast like you have silence, right?
But it is
Still
a
have
high
that?
level spell.
I have
Who
deafness.
has the silence spell?
There are currently
have-
3 of them
Okay.
Oh.
around the gate.
I have
I have
a
deafness and
Deafness.
blindness.
different sort of question. If, hypothetically someone had some bodies that they could animate, I'm not saying that I do, but hypothetically, if I did, how quick would those move if I was using them as a distraction?
They move what zombie speed? I think 20 feet?
That's not very realistic.
But I mean,
I imagine
I mean,
that
it's a
shadows-
what you're doing.
distraction, though.
Yeah, with dash,
As a
it's 40.
Don't we
distraction.
also have? Does anyone have illusion or something like that? Don't you? That's your whole thing, right? You have something.
I could make a
Microphone.
distraction.
Mike's.
I have prestidigitation, which can create illusions, and then I
Very
also
small.
have
Nothing big,
phantasmal
though.
force.
That's what I was
Phantasmal
thinking.
That will
force.
cause damage, though. Like
it doesn't have to.
No, we're just thinking of examples, or not examples of distractions.
Phantasmal force
right now.
only makes an illusion in that thing's
How
head, and
tall?
only causes damage if you make it do damage
Oh.
in the person's head.
Okay,
How
cool.
tall is the perimeter wall?
It is about. God, I'm so bad with actual amounts.
Would
Yeah, it's like every
a
time you say, like, a certain
50
number of feet, I'm
Would
like,
a 50-foot rope reach the top of
Well, it's
this wall?
big city walls. Have you played Elder Scrolls Oblivion?
I haven't played any Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
Get out.
Well, it's the Imperial City's walls, right? So they're pretty hefty walls.
Big walls. Those
Okay,
are walls.
so Char can't put a rope up.
You
there.
might
Could
be able
Shar
to.
attach
Like they're not.
to
They're not
halfway up the rope,
They're not
and then
1,000 feet. I mean, but they're like 40 feet probably.
Like I was gonna say,
Because
are they as tall as your apartment building, or?
Oh right, I can use like physical things.
Yeah.
I would say they are about up to those windows. The bottom
my
of
God.
those windows,
Oh, I
the
would
ones
say
on
that's-
this level.
50.
So 20
That's
feet.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so Shar
maybe
could
30 in
absolutely
this,
do that.
maybe a little
Yeah,
higher.
we could easily.
If you want to turn me invisible, my rope gloves are not a spell, so I can use those and still be
I
invisible.
would rather
There you go.
save the invisibility.
I
maybe,
can literally just.
But I have a
handmade
distraction that I
mage
could
hand a rope up
use.
top there if it's
while
just
we get up
30
there.
feet.
But also,
I
we
could
would
just
be
mage hand
seen.
attach a rope up there.
And
That's
so
fine.
you said that there's no shadows going in and out of the gate itself.
Maybe 30 feet.
And there's 3 of them guarding.
There are
it.
none of the wispy shadows that don't seem to be hurting anybody or have the potential to. They are not sort of moving in and out of us because none of these wispy ones have any. They're not moving with purpose. They're just
Okay,
sort of
okay.
moving around, but
They're
they don't.
aimless.
So they're not sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not directional.
Okay.
Okay, but
We mage hand a rope.
Yeah, I have a grappling
I
hook, so I'll
created
just mage hand.
distraction that isn't me sacrificing myself, I promise. It's I don't have any bodies, but if I did, I would send them in.
There's
And
some.
then we go. Some
What?
people with athleticism go up the rope while they distract.
Well,
What?
there's an option.
Wait.
So this all involves going above ground. I could change into a creature and go underground and burrow.
So I think we have enough ways to get into the city,
Would-
sneaking past the guards rather than fighting them is what we're getting
Yes.
here. Because
You
Lilia
don't
can
wanna
dimension door with someone. She can polymorph to people.
I was well, I can
No,
polymorph with
just-
one person and
just-
change myself into.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
just
can,
one.
and so
Badger.
then that leaves 2
How
of us.
There
how
you go,
big
if
of
I
a could you have a big tunnel that we could literally just
That's
go
what
through?
I'm saying.
Oh,
like maybe
let's
you
just
can,
do that.
let me just. So cave badger.
You turn into like a giant mole, like a massive one.
I'd have to double check, but I have a cave
What about
badger
a
which is like
basilisk?
medium.
No, don't turn into a basilisk. Please do not. I don't want to get blind.
So yeah, I can burrow, and when they burrow, they leave tunnels behind them. If I'm medium beast, it has to be around my size, so that should be able to fit everyone, I would think. It would be
Cave
rather
badger?
slow going. Yeah, a cave badger. It would have to be slow going because when I burrow, I only have 15 feet of movement,
Ow.
but over time,
I still think it would be smart for Lilia to dimension door over with someone first to make sure wherever we're coming up through the earth is
Well,
like
because then
okay.
I could do my distraction.
the thing is, my burrowing is going to take time. That's the problem.
no, and that's I think if
Might also make noise.
I'm just worried about just popping up on the other side and like we're
And
in
it
the
being
middle of the
someplace, but
ballroom or
I
something.
I agree.
What I imagine, by the way, this conversation, you're all sort of just moving around.
We're all doing the
We're dancing.
Literally
Shadow
that
vibes.
scene from Shaun of the Dead.
Okay,
where
okay,
they're
okay.
just walking and talking.
Shadow
Here we go.
vibes.
All right.
I was
Lucinda,
trying to find a large creature, but yes, it seems like that would be the best idea.
Lucinda starts burrowing. When she's about under the wall-ish, me and Lilia bamf to the other side.
Okay.
I use my distraction, and then if we need it, to distract the guards, so that you guys have time to do the thing.
Can your distraction look like it's outside of the walls, so that way they go that way?
No. Well, I was going to have my distraction run that way, yes.
Okay, because she can also use Phantasmal Force and make something look like it's out
Nope.
there.
Phantasmal Force only affects the one person it's aimed at.
Oh, right.
They're the only one who can see it.
Okay.
But
And there's a few.
that was fine.
And
But
you
yeah, if they
imagine there
run
are
that way,
guards
okay.
inside the walls.
Just so they
I'm
go
gonna have
that
them
way
run
and not
out.
this way.
Also, again, I should mention
So that they're looking out instead of in.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
my super stealthy spell only affects if you're within 30 feet of me. So if I go burrowing, I'm
If they
probably...
bamf out, they won't affect them
Well,
anymore.
I'm just saying for the rest of you, unless you all are following me, which would probably be ideal.
Well, it's not a huge. I mean, the wall is taller than it is wide, and it's only 30 feet tall. It's not going to be a 30-foot wide wall, so you might still be within 30 feet of Lucina if you all just sort of stood next to the wall.
Also, let's have Kieran and I bounce over first and see if the guards notice anything.
The
if
idea
we
is for them
found-
not to notice while I spend a whole minute reading my distraction.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't know if they are going to notice if anything passes over the threshold, or if it just passes over the threshold through the gate itself. I don't know how the fuck Elena's magic works. I don't know what kind of, like, sentry she has stationed. Or, like, how much, like, like, magic sensory abilities are part of it.
I think
that's the only thing.
Group has done anything. It's better safe than sorry.
Yes,
So
I say
we should burrow
let's-
first, bamf second, and then distraction third.
That way we have backup.
Maybe you can
If we
bamf
need
while
it.
we're underground.
Then that's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, while we're like we're still burrowing, they just pop up. We keep burrowing, and by the time we get up to the thing, they have made a distraction.
So we're no
that's out
longer
there.
seeing if things are safe for you then.
Well, no, you're seeing if things are safe above
Well, like-
wherever we burrow.
You're in
But
charge
if
of
you're
seeing.
starting to
You're
dig.
in charge of seeing if it's safe while I create distraction.
Right. But if you guys are starting to dig before we determine where a safe location is,
Yes.
wherever you pop up, I can't really control if it's going to be safe enough.
Well,
No, that's why you guys
before
are
we
popping
break
up
ground,
while
we
we're
could
still
have shard
underground.
message to make sure
Yeah.
that
Be
it's
underground,
okay.
and you can
Yeah.
We also have the rings on.
Yeah, you don't even need message.
Yeah.
you can let. I wouldn't
You can
really
tell
be
them,
able
like-
to respond to you, but you can let everyone know maybe where I should be digging up.
All right.
Okay.
I turn into a
And
cave
break-
badger. Also, right before,
Now-
A cave badger that still looks like a wispy shadow.
I was
thing.
wondering
Oh my
about
God,
that.
Yeah.
but right,
Wispy cave
A much
shadow
smaller one.
badger.
right
Big
before
old
I turn
shadow
cave
badger.
badger, I re-up passive out trace just in case.
Okay.
So yeah, I turn
And
into a cave
you
badger.
cast it, the shadows redo their thing, and then your staff and the rest of you, as this wispy version of yourself, just shrinks into a wispy version of yourself that's now crawling on the ground on all fours.
Yeah, so Lucina goes over close to the wall and points with one claw, and then
You look like a shadow person,
Oh,
but you
fuck,
point
that's
with your
right.
sort of arm.
yeah, and it's like nod this spot.
The rest of
Start-
the shadowy creatures all nod to you.
Give a thumb,
Shadowy thumbs up.
It's like, I don't know.
Lucina's gonna start burrowing.
Okay.
What is happening on... Does anyone notice?
Perception check. Make athletics check as a badger.
Not bad.
Natural 20.
I got a 19 on perception.
Okay. It's good enough. As you do that, the guard beasts seem to just sort of be standing there, not particularly paying attention.
Okay.
Seems even in this weird state of being that they're in, they're still guards.
Honestly,
We could have walked in.
If they're not paying attention to this, I would rather just continue to do this than use any sort of magic
I was
across the
about to
area.
say.
Yeah.
same.
Oh, as a badger, I get tremor sense. That's awesome.
You do
But
not sense any tremors.
yeah, that's it. But my athletics checks is a 7.
A 7. It's
Oh,
gonna
no,
take
8.
some.
Sorry.
It's gonna take some time. Clearly, the badger is having some trouble digging through this thing, but it's not going to be too big because, again, it's a wall, but it's not like it's a. You're not digging under an entire house. You're
we're
digging
just
under
digging
a wall,
through
just
the other
underneath
side,
and
yeah.
up. Yeah. So much like a rabbit digging underneath their own cage that was built to keep them safe.
Oh, rabbit.
So sad.
The badger continues going. It's going to take some time. And
How much is time? Like 30 minutes or like an hour?
Probably closer to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you need some little breaks every once in a while because you're getting tired. In fact, as Lucina, you will take a point of exhaustion from doing this.
We got our gum.
Would you like some cocaine?
Time to use our gum.
Okay. Exhaustion.
It'll be your first skill check. I'll give you a piece of cocaine gum, and your first skill check that what it's like minus or something at disadvantage.
Yeah, you can
because of
ignore one of the disadvantages from
your
exhaustion
first check
if you choose some gum.
Okay.
But you don't hear that right now. You're bad.
I'll give it to you later.
I'm assuming you can't really tell that
Yeah, no.
I'm getting tired out. Also, by the
We
way,
just think
You
you're
look
like
like a
having problems.
Gonna be a tired-looking shadow after this.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think they notice how tired I am looking right
Yeah.
now. Also, just a point, my wild shape lasts for 6 hours, so we don't need to worry about time with that.
So you're burrowing under, and everybody else you're just standing around waiting
Moving.
and moving, continuing to be sure.
And-
Everybody for funsies make a performance check.
Okay.
Who's standing on
Fuck yeah.
As I'm burrowing, I'm trying to keep, because I have tremor sense for 60 feet. So while I burrow, I'm trying
I do
to
not
sense
have proficiency
people
in
walking
performance.
above,
Okay.
but that's going to be a while.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
12.
That's a 10.
11.
Oh my god.
I rolled poorly, but it's still a 24.
I am beyond, the bard. I'm the star of the show with a 12.
I also got a 12.
I thought for sure you were gonna be like nat 20.
So
Oh, no,
as,
wait. It's a 14.
Oh.
Star of the show.
as you're all sort of waiting around a similar area and attempting to still do the thing that you were doing before, one of the guards sort of looks over. You see on his face, it's like you see part of a sunken face shrouded in this wispy darkness just around his head, as though, and you see like part of a skull around where his eye should be, and the other side you see sort of like the ghosts of the dead in Lord of the Rings, but only like one part of his face, and it's black darkness instead of green. It's weird because you see like a semblance of what this used to be, but not all there. But it looks over and starts sort of meandering in your direction, just looking around at this interesting sight that it's seeing.
I'll go.
Of the shadow badger?
Yeah, well, of you, because you're not
Shadow
doing
badger's
Pretending
underground.
you are. He's used to looking at weird, wispy things, but you get the feeling that you are being a bit too.
As soon as I see him
Obvious.
coming close to us, I'm gonna just book it as subtly as I can in the other direction. Char just like dips.
So just away.
Just dips everybody. Yeah.
And
Char,
then
Char looks like she's ditching everybody. She just goes out.
once he gets close enough, I'll go ahead and cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay. He's like looking around. Huh? And then you cast Phantasmal Force. What is the save on that?
It's Intelligence 18.
That's an 8.
So it works.
What do you want this being to see?
I want him to see, or them to see a disruption coming up from the distance.
What kind of disruption?
I don't want it to be like too concerning where they send all of the forces, but like they hear a noise coming from the other side. Like a pop or a bang or something like that.
From the other side, like behind him?
No, like from further south. So like
Okay, so from the woods.
yeah, from the woods area.
Okay,
and like an intense rustling in the trees.
Okay. He turns, and you can't really see expressions on its face, but as it turns, its claws sort of grow even longer in sort of a battle-y stance, and it moves in that direction.
Okay.
And seems somewhat distracted by this odd noise it hears that direction.
Great.
Badger's going. You're like halfway there, probably, or a little more than that. You take a sort of break and make a perception check as a badger with advantage, I guess. I don't know how Tremor Sense works.
I don't know what badgers sound like.
Okay. We'll find out.
Badger.
With
badger.
advantage.
Badger.
Mushroom.
Snake.
Oh, it's a snake!
Lucina got a 19.
A 19.
Nice.
Or the badger got a 19.
Lucina Badger.
I also taught Jason what
Cena the Badger.
emojis were.
And you sort of feel above with your tremor
Colon,
sense, and you don't notice any footsteps, any movement at all. In fact, you imagine it is a little weird that there's no footsteps or anything up top.
Because they're all shadows.
Oh,
But we're still shadows, so we're okay. Can you seaming her back into a normal-looking shadow and not a badger shadow?
No, she did the badger. So what happens is seeming makes you all look like something, and that sits on it. So when
Oh.
she wild shapes into a badger, it's just still seeming, still active.
The shape of the body just changed.
Got it.
I don't look like a shadow badger. I still look like a weird
Shadow humanoid
shadow
thing.
That is the
on my
size
form.
of a badger.
That's
Yeah.
the size of
Badger
a
thing.
quite
badger.
large badger.
Big badger.
And you're making a pretty sizable hole, and you all sort of look at it. When you might have a bit of a challenge getting through there, especially in plate armor, but it'll be an interesting, exciting time of terror, honestly,
Oh,
because I'm claustrophobic, and just thinking about that's giving me a panic attack. But yeah, so you'll have to do that.
I'll embrace my inner Gordon
It's
Freeman.
actually a survivor challenge. What they make them do.
This
They have to
is-
dig under a
I
wall.
would kill someone.
So it's oddly suspicious that Lucina can't feel anything.
Yeah, there's no walking around at all in the city, and you're like really focused, and you think you're doing your badgery thing pretty well, but
Yeah, like how far do I think I've gotten beyond the wall?
you're
I think we
you know 60%, and
Oh.
you're on the way up.
Okay, at that point, because I'm assuming because you didn't follow behind me, it sounded like
No.
Lucina will turn back around and
Okay,
like move her head to
you stick your head
yeah,
out.
I have to remember. Oh, I have to narrate what Lucina's doing. Lucina's gonna move her
Podcast.
head like, "Come on in."
But
And
you're
you-
only 60% of the way there, right? We have to keep digging.
Starting getting up,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
But
Okay.
coming back probably made the hole a little bit bigger. You know?
It did
Yeah.
a little bit, but it's still,
Still gonna be tough.
Yeah, well, Lucina doesn't want to go fully up until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know
Smart.
because Lucina's a badger.
So you head
she
back
can't.
down, and you have all seen this badger do this. Char fucked off. I don't know where she
No,
went.
Char came back. Char, she was
Where'd
dipping
you
off
go?
in case we got attacked. She could do like ranged stuff, but
That's
as
smart.
soon as he went in the other direction, she just like appeared, and
How
it
long
was
does
like that
Phantasm-
Dwight meme again. We're just like,
Yeah. Does Phantasmal Force
How long
have
does Phantasmal Force last?
It's a minute.
Yeah. So we might need to.
So it is
It's more effective in battle.
as you watch this guy go over there. Eventually, he's like standing there. He puts his sort of misty shadow hands on his hips,
At his misty shadow hips.
on his misty shadow hips. Turns his misty shadow body back around. And is like, "That's weird,"
Wait, what the fuck?
and continues sort of walking back towards the wall, but sort of meandering back towards the gate currently.
okay.
Okay.
But everybody will need to, as Lucina continues digging, do something or make another performance check.
Can I sneak around? I'm much
The
more
thing is, you're
sneaky
sort of
now.
out in the
Yeah.
open with a bunch of these other shadowy things.
I'll just walk around the wall. I'll walk down.
That is
50 feet
way
and
far.
back.
But it would still be performance checks from everyone.
Yeah.
Unless you're going into the tunnel right now, which is
No.
what the-
25.
Ah, that's better.
Oh, thank God.
What's my performance? I should know
21.
Natural 20.
That's lucky. That was lucky.
Doing well as a group so far.
that. Sorry.
In fact,
don't-
that's 2 successes, so
Yeah.
even if both of you fail miserably,
Well, I
think
got
you'll-
an 8.
Well, I
so-
rolled a 13, but my skill on my performance is
You're not
plus
you're not a
5,
liar,
18.
Kieran.
You're
You're
good.
an honest man.
So Kieran looks a little weird, and what happens is
What else?
Kieran always looks
the
weird.
guard like walks by, and Kieran's like standing there shimmying.
I'm a lanky man.
Yeah.
Kieran, you decided to like do something different and like
I don't know what
shimmy
to
a
do
bit.
with my long ass weird body.
Yeah. And the guard sort of looks
Starting
at
to do the
you
Cotton Eye Joe.
and steps up really close to
Oh,
Kieran
shit.
Love it.
and sort of just looks around. It says in not a language, just in noises, and turns and walks back towards the gate.
Sick.
having been confused by Kieran, but not particularly worried about.
Concerned. Okay. Okay.
This
That's
one's
good.
broken. wow.
Basically.
Who wants to go down the hole first?
Yeah, so Lucina, you're getting like 90% up. You can feel the ground starting to give, that you would be able to finish this hole. The people are still, like, you look behind you and there's no one coming.
Oh, I would like to follow.
So Kieran, then you hear, or you
If I'm
feel
doing
in
a
the
bad
ground.
job
Yeah,
up
yeah.
top, I would like to not be up top.
I will be the last person. And
Yeah,
Stop
I'll go
shimmying as
after
the guard, and
Kieran.
then you move over to the hole.
If the
I
guard
would say-
turns, I'm gonna start going.
Yeah, I'll go after
Never
Kieran.
knows, or-
Doing candids.
Gonna try
Alright.
About
and-
me.
So you, it's Kieran first. You shove yourself in. The half plate makes this a little weird of a squeeze.
Damn it, I should have changed into my ninja suit.
Yeah, you really should have.
Nala, you're pretty big too. You head inside.
I'm tall.
Yeah, you're tall, but you're lithe.
Yeah, yeah. I got my
big
tail.
boned gal.
My tail probably might cause issues too.
And a couple of you can fit in there at once, or three of you basically.
Yeah.
Tell me she's not big boned.
No, it's flawless.
So you head in there, and the rest of you can see like Nala's shadowy feet out the back as Kieran and whatnot. Lucina and Kieran, you sort of
You also
run
have,
into
like,
Lucina's
claws, though.
badger butt.
Very soft badger butt.
I'm gonna very carefully not.
Badger booty.
I'm an innocent man.
The shadow.
booty.
I
It's
would
a
never.
shadowy butt.
Resist the urge of giving the fuzzy badger butt pats.
The shadowy butt.
Dude, she
head.
got a badger booty.
Technically, it's shadowy.
Yeah,
It's a
big
shadowy.
shadowy butt.
You just
Badger
know
booty.
it.
But Lucina, you feel that two people have joined you.
Yeah, Lucina's gonna wait until, if she can see that far, she would like to wait until everyone is in the tunnel.
Not everybody
We
can
don't
fit
fit.
in this tunnel.
Oh, okay.
It's not that huge
At
of
the
a
same
wall
time.
again.
Okay.
You're just
Can I-
You're not that big.
Can I
And so
tell that the Lilia shadow is in the tunnel?
you wouldn't be able to tell because you can't turn around in the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the last one in the
It's a
tunnel.
packed
So I
tunnel.
will
Well,
have
not
to-
with Kieran behind you. You can't turn around.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
So
Brim is in the way.
Lucina will turn to the shadow that's right behind her and will point.
Okay, Kieran
probably can't see.
can't see jack shit.
Can't see shit. We're just waiting on you.
And you watch. Look at Kieran, and Kieran's just looking forward.
Can I deduce that?
You know what? I can't see. I did probably
Just keep
touch
digging.
the butt.
Just keep going.
Yeah, you probably.
Your
I
hat-
ran,
your
I
hat
ran
touched
into
the butt.
Your hat touches the butt.
Can I deduce that this
This
shadow
being
creature?
cannot see you.
I will get in my furry badger claw. I will drag Kieran's hand over to my hand that's pointing, and I'm gonna point up with Kieran's
And you
hand.
sort of reach back. It's really awkward, but you grab,
I'm-
and you sort of get scratched a bit by this
Badger
shadowy
hand.
claw.
I'm pretty sure that if I was in the pitch black and somebody tried to make me feel their finger pointing up, that I wouldn't be able to tell what was happening.
Well, you face planted to my furry butt, so I think you know it's me.
But you get your hand up to the dirt, and you're like, that sure is dirt. The only one who can tell that you're this close is you, Lucina. It's up to you.
Well, I'm kind of telling Kieran, and I'm waiting to see if Kieran says anything because Lucina can understand language because she's,
Kieran, do you say anything?
I say, what?
We run out of air.
Can we not go any farther? Did we hit
Lucina
the
just
wall?
points up and oh god, you can't see anything.
because she hates him now.
Okay.
Kieran is confused as to why you haven't continued,
The
as
end
am
of a
I.
beautiful friendship.
I am assuming that like the rest of us, like, because I'm waiting for everyone else to go through the whole.
Yeah, something terrible is
We're all like, why have we stopped
I
moving?
say it to
What's
the
the
ring.
holdup?
Like,
What's
why
the
are we
holdup?
done? Why are we stopped digging?
Why have we stopped?
I don't know, man. It's so dark. She's pointing it so I don't know.
Just keep going.
There's dirt.
Tell her to keep going.
You have the ring too, right?
Yeah.
I can't talk though.
But you haven't. You can
Right.
understand.
I'm gonna say
but
just
you can
keep going.
hear us.
They're
Then.
telling you to
Yeah.
just keep going.
Just keep going.
Because
there's
Lilia
gonna
had
be-
decided not to use Dimension
Yeah,
Door.
there's going to be no way that I can get to the other side. I'd rather not use magic to cross over whatever barrier this is. I don't trust that.
And none of us should get into this hole until there's a hole on the other
Yes.
side.
Okay.
Well, they already
Because
have.
otherwise
I'm
we're all
already
gonna
in
stuck
there.
No, except for Kieran. I
Oh.
meant the rest
Nala's
of us.
also-
I'm already in
Oh,
there.
you're in the hole
I've been watching Nala's features.
Okay, so the three of us are just standing there waiting for this to happen.
Yeah, in that
We're in
case,
line.
Lucina
You
will
should come
then.
through last because then, like, see, this is like.
So Lucina digs the rest of the way.
Yeah, Lucina will dig.
Okay, you dig the rest of the way. Kieran, you're like dirt getting in your face. As
The brim of my hat.
Lucina,
Yeah, there you go.
put your head out, and you see in front of you there's like a building, like a
army.
house of some sort.
Yeah.
And you look to your right, and there's the other side of the gate, and there's another couple of those shadowy guard things. You look to your left, and you see more of the shadowy creatures, and you look sort of up, and there's a rampart on this wall, and along that you see a couple more shadowy guard dealy-doos.
There's a building, you said, right?
There's a building right in front of you, like a big house or something.
Okay, Lucina's gonna duck back down and start digging towards the house.
Okay. You keep digging. The ground's a little softer here for reasons, and you can go through. Kieran and Nala, you're just getting shoved dirt in your face, and you have to sort of shovel
life,
it like
man.
a mole and whatnot if you want to continue after Lucina.
Sometimes in life, there's dirt in your face. An idiom by one Kieran DeLunden.
You wiggle that way. Lilia,
Not a metaphor.
yeah, you see
Nala's
similar
having
stuff.
a particularly bad time.
You can see a little further than
I feel like
Lucina
Nala's
could.
always having a bad
Nala.
Oh, there's the mist extend under? Damn it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. You can see a little further than Lucina, Nala, when you poke your head out, and you can see that there's sort of a road and whatnot. You see further houses. This is just the outskirts of the town. Multiple buildings and whatnot on this edge of the city. But you don't see anything more besides there's a bunch of guards on the top of the ramparts. Put your head down. Continue digging. Lilia, Shar, and Wynn, you see Nala's feet disappear into the hole.
Alright, who wants to go in next?
I guess I'll go.
Shar, you dig down. Not hard for you. You dig through. And you're sort of patting the
svelte.
dirt as you go to make the hole
I'm
a
gonna
little better.
try and kick the sides a little bit, to make the hole a little bit wider.
Yep, you're doing your best, but you're like the livest of the bunch, so you're like having to raise your arms out and try to do. All right.
But am I coming up where Nala's up, or
So
are we
there's
going
a hole, and then
There's an
Lucina ducked down
intersection.
and kept going
But
because
what about Kieran and Nala?
They
What's up with
continued
them?
going.
We kept on going.
Okay.
they didn't go to the top of this.
Okay.
We haven't
Okay.
broke the surface. We just
So I guess I see that there's a hole, but no one's
And then you
I
can
keep
with
going.
your elf eyes you can see Nala's feet
yeah,
ahead
I'm
of
gonna
you.
keep following.
By the way, I
where
want to
they're
clarify that Lucina would have made that hole as small
Sure, it's
above ground, as small as possible because you
headish size.
high,
It's fine.
Yeah.
head size.
Yeah.
But you continue. Lilia and Wynn, you're left on the outside of the city.
Yes, so what's the guard doing at this point in time?
He's
Chilling.
gotten back to his place.
They're not paying
and
attention.
He's sitting
Excellent.
there.
Okay, great. I'll head in, and then if there's any way to kind of like push some dirt back up to the entrance of the hole.
Oh, Wynn is still
Wynn is still.
Yeah,
oh,
Wynn-
sorry. I thought I was going in
No,
last.
wins.
Yeah,
I can
Wynn's
go
gotta
in
go.
Yeah.
Okay, Wynn, make an athletics check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Win.
Come on, when you got this.
He's a fighter.
Okay.
I'm gonna fight the dirt.
Not bad.
Second win this dirt.
25.
25.
Yeah!
25 is good. So even though you are, like, it's a tight squeeze, and you're hearing on your armor as you go through, you hit like rocks and
Brand new. I'm gonna scuff it up.
roots and things like that. Well, if
part
you
of the
have brand new armor, it means you've never done anything in it.
Yeah. That's why they call them shiny.
Yes, but you squeeze your way through and you just muscle it through, and you're just like, I'm getting to the other side of this. You notice the tiny hole, but you keep going, and you're making the hole nice and big. Lilia, you see Wynn has disappeared inside, and you jump down in and continue in. You try to put some dirt up. Make a survival check for me.
Does prestidigitation help?
So survival
really
is
a
9, but that was
sensory
my other plan. Is like depending on how much room there is left, make an illusory thing. to make it look like the holes.
Well, prestidigitation can only make an illusion the size of your palm.
How does it fit in the hand?
It's like the fireworks in the
Yeah.
That's totally
That's exactly what that is.
Yeah, they can fit in your hand. It's like this big. And it only lasts 6 seconds. Your survival level's 9, so you try, but it's like this dirt is sort of cold and weird to work with. It's hard to pat,
clay.
so it's not sticking so well. But you're like your group is heading ahead of you, so you just keep going. And you, Lucina, you lead the way, and you feel like you're underneath the house.
I try to sense if I know, like, she couldn't sense anything before with the shadowy, but she tries to sense if there's any movement above in the house with the tremor sense.
Okay, make a perception check with advantage.
But I have exhaustion, or is the exhaustion at the end? of
Oh, you're
this?
right. You have exhaustion, so just cancels out. So just one roll.
Okay. Where's that again? Okay. Oh, 9.
9. You have no idea, but you know that you're below the house.
Yeah, Lucina's gonna dig up.
So you dig up, and you surface, and you find yourself in sort of. It's extremely dark. Do you have dark vision?
I
As a
double
tiefling?
check. I believe.
Tieflings
No,
have dark.
I'm a cave badger though.
Right,
So-
cave badgers.
Hang on.
yeah.
Yes, I do have dark vision, 30 feet.
Okay, you look around, and you find yourself. You're in some sort of cellar
Okay.
underneath this house. That's a root cellar, so it's got dirt on the ground. So
Okay.
you.
So Lucina makes the hole bigger so that everyone can come through and she gets out.
Okay, and then you climb out, and everybody notices that. Kieran, you're like, what? What? Because you can't see jack shit. You went first, and it's very funny. So you notice that
out here.
as you crawl forward, you notice that the hole goes up, and you
Oh, here you
and
go.
you crawl up,
All right.
and you find yourself in a very dark area.
Great.
But you're out of the hole, and the rest of you follow suit, and eventually come into the root cellar here.
As everyone is in, Lucina's gonna, for those that can actually see her, hold up her paw like with one finger up and like a hand, and she tries to mime. Oh god, I have to explain this to
You're
you.
just going to continue being a badger here?
Well, there's a reason.
Okay.
Lucina's
here.
gonna mime, and she's gonna point to herself and point down the tunnel, and she's gonna mime like patting something.
What?
Are we
I'm
all? Are
going
we
to-
all up?
Yeah,
at
you're
this
all
point?
up there. You're looking at this.
I'm gonna
Shara
have
is looking
one-
at this and has no idea.
I'm gonna have one
what's
dancing
going on.
light.
I just see a giant
Cover
badger with
back
like
up the
I'm
tunnel.
gonna have one
Oh,
like
you're
gonna cover
tiny,
back up
Yeah,
tiny.
at what Lilia said, Lucina frantically points at herself.
Yeah, it's
and then
fine.
gives
We
a
don't
thumbs
need
up.
it anymore. Go
Shara's
ahead.
like,
I'll have
Lucina's
one.
then
I
once-
don't speak badger.
Once she knows that her
Wayne and
message has
Char
come
are
across,
equally
Lucina's going to go back and will try to patch the holes up as much as possible. While she
Okay,
still can.
you
so
head down.
she just disappears on the hole.
Yep.
Yep, but
Where'd she
Lilia,
go?
Lilia
She's
understood.
patching up the holes.
I'll have
Listen,
one.
I speak pantomime
What, you speak
very
badger?
well. No, not badger. I speak pantomime.
Yeah, you have one
Please,
bad.
is that
Yeah,
what
you have
that
one dancing
was?
light. I got it.
It's miming
Yeah.
what you're
Hey,
gonna
guys.
do.
So there is a
I
light.
don't-
There
what?
is a light
There's
for
a
you.
tiny
I have
dim
one
10-foot light.
tiny light
Hey guys,
for you.
I don't know what anything is.
But you managed to do that. Make a. No, actually, where the guards would be, you're fine. So you managed to go in there, and you do use your badger skills to patch up the holes, and then you come
That's
back.
the plan, yes. I'm going to stay a badger for as long as needed.
And you leave the last hole as you come back up to the group?
The one that's in the cellar?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that for now.
Okay.
What about the one that was in the?
Yeah,
the
she
first
handled
one?
the rest.
While
Yeah, the mi-
Lucina is doing that, what is in the cellar? For those of
You
us
look
who can
around,
see the
make an investigation check.
I would like it if I would roll well once.
29.
29.
What is my investigation?
Wait.
What the fuck? Oh, Jesus.
No,
I got a
26.
14.
26.
Okay,
I can't do that.
regardless, you look around. Please only roll when I tell you specifically.
Sorry.
Yeah, because that was Lilia roll,
Okay.
technically. What was it?
Oh, it was a 14.
14. But I'll let you have that this time
no,
because it's just a cellar, but generally. So you look around, and you find that it has sort of some crates and things. You sort of peek inside them. There's some potatoes that have like clearly grown a bunch of spuds on them.
Eyes. Oh,
They're like
so gross.
can be planted immediately right now, or should have been 6 months ago or something. And various other sort of things. You find like a thing full of cloth of some sort, but it's just like a weird root and storage cellar underneath this house. You do also find a sort of trap door with a tiny little wooden staircase that heads up to the house itself.
Are there
You
any
just hear
sounds
some, like, just-
upstairs? Any?
Make a perception check.
I'm just gonna be near the hole, hearing the scratching from underneath.
She's done.
Oh,
Oh, I'm back now? Okay.
22.
22. You listen up. Feel like you really hear. There's no movement or anything up in the house that you can tell.
And there's no exit down here.
There is.
Bless you.
There was a.
So
well,
hopefully
no, not up the
nobody's
sides.
home.
It's just into the house because
Into
it's
the
the
house.
cellar of the house. Yes.
But it doesn't sound like anyone's home.
Not like we can go outside from.
No, there's no like side exit from the cellar.
And there are no like little holes in the trapdoor or anything.
No, it's just a
No
wooden,
peepholes.
wooden door.
Shaw, do you want to check the
Like the Evil
house
Dead door.
upstairs for us first?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
still... Has it still been within an hour since Lucina last cast Pass Without Trace?
I would say so.
Okay, Lucina's gonna try to stay close enough to Shaw.
It's not a huge cellar. It's
Yeah,
just a
okay.
small house. 30 feet's quite huge. So you head over to the trapdoor. Do you open it?
I'm gonna
Okay, you
kind of
do the-
slightly push it open, do that like cartoon
Do
thing.
the thing.
Where
Make a
just
perception
black,
check for me.
But you see the eyes.
Sure.
Perception, you
Yep.
said? That's a 25.
All right. You poke your head up and you see that you're in sort of the corner of a kitchen area, and to your left you see there's sort of a living space, and you see sort of a figure slumped on a chair in that area. But around you, that's all you can see. You can see the kitchen area you're in,
Yeah,
and the figure, which is sort of humanoidish.
but not. It's not a shadow.
No, it's
Like, it looks
looks
like
like you can see its silhouette pretty clearly. It's not wispy, or
But it's just
it's just sitting
not.
there.
It's just there.
Seems to be sitting there.
Sitting there how? Like slumped or okay, so its head is still like upright? Okay.
It is slumped
Do
there.
I see like a door or a window? Like a way we would go onto this floor and then exit the building?
You can't see the front door from here if there is one. You can see there's a window above the sort of sink type area in the kitchen,
Okay.
but it's a small cottage window.
So, like, do I see, like, it looks like if I just go past this slumped figure, I might be able to find the front door?
Yeah, so what I'm imagining is you're in the kitchen on one side,
Okay.
and then here's the living room, and there's
Uh-huh.
like a wall right here
Okay.
in the middle.
Uh-huh.
So you can't see. If there's a front door here,
Okay.
and you're here, you can't see it because there's a wall in between.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna
you see the figure on
turn around and I'm gonna see if I can find a way out. And I'm gonna try and sneak past whatever this thing is.
Okay.
And try and find, like, a door or something.
Um,
at least, so I can at least... The plan being, I come back and tell everybody where to go.
Okay.
So we can get out of this
So
house.
You can also go through the room if you want to give us instructions.
I will say into the ring, everybody wait here. I'm going to
Okay.
see if I can find the front door.
There's a figure up there.
I will say,
Can you get close to the mic?
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you. That was a hell of an entrance, though.
I was trying to rush the bathroom so I could say this.
start over.
Did you tell us that there's a figure there? Because I could thaumaturgy a small thing to see if it reacts.
Okay, she's gonna push the trap door open. She does the little cartoon thing with the eyes. She'll go, I'm gonna see if I can find the front door. There is something on the couch. It looks like a dead person, but I don't actually know if they're dead or not. I'm gonna try and sneak past them and find a front door.
Lucina's gonna stay within 30 feet of you.
I'm going to cast thaumaturgy to make ominous whispers appear.
Okay.
Kind of next to the voice to see if it moves or reacts.
And I'm
You make
watching
some-
this figure
Kieran
as it does
pokes
this.
up and does this, and
Can Kieran
ominous.
see?
in the direction, and it's
Yeah,
fine.
far enough.
It's fine. In the direction of the thing, it does not react.
Stay here.
I'm gonna do tremors under its feet.
Okay. In a historically tremorless city, you make some tremors. Does not react.
Might be.
While we're
Might
in the
be
cellar, Nala just would have tapped 7 sorcery points to bring back that 5th level that she did for the sea.
That's fine.
Way
So Shar, you
Char's gonna
hop,
try and
hop
see past this
up
guy.
and close the trapdoor really quietly, and you don't even have to roll because you're extremely
Okay.
sneaky, and you just sneak
Solveris sneaky.
past, and you go around the wall, and you see that there's like on the other side through a door, there's a bedroomy area, and on the front left side of this house, there's a door, the front door
Can I go see if the front door
through
is
the living
locked?
room. You head over there, and it is locked, but you're on the inside, so
So
you can
I
unlatch
unlock
it, and you have an open. You can open
Okay.
it, and you look out, and you see sort of a street type area, sort of curved street on the southern end of Exim.
Okay.
Multiple of these shadowy, wispy things are sort of wandering around, but you don't see any living humans around right now.
Yeah. And this thing on the couch looks like
As you
the
pass
most
by it,
living human we've
super
seen
dead,
in a
isn't it?
while.
it's a very
Dead
dead.
thing.
It's a
dead,
very dead.
super dead.
human.
As you
But
pass,
he is
it's a
not
dead.
a shadow.
It's
Just
a
dead.
it is
It's
a
a
dead
corpse.
man who is
Okay.
who is dead there and has been dead for quite some time. it seems.
Great. Okay, so
A corpse on the
Assuming
couch.
this is not the time to speak with dead.
okay, so the doors. I'm gonna see if I can
how are we doing on spells? We've been casting quite a bit.
Do I have
today.
room in my little haversack for another thing?
No,
Kieran, we can't take any more dead people.
you haven't even used your old one.
Well, I was
Yeah.
going to,
We
and then
have-
everyone,
we have dead bodies at home.
Dead people.
everyone decided not to let me.
No one told. Whatever.
Wait, you
Stop
have dead,
adopting dead
you
I don't have dead bodies. It's
You have dead bodies?
I don't. No. I've never killed anyone.
Kieran,
With, like,
I've
daggers.
seen
With
you.
never in a million
Watched you on multiple
Anyway,
I've
occasions.
seen you do that.
Shar,
No, I mean
you
like
see.
slitting their throats. Never happened.
Shar, you see this street, and it seems there's no. Actually, with your, I'm gonna have you make a real perception check.
Oh no,
Oh no.
I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did
Next.
that. No, it just
No,
happened.
this just came out.
It's
No, it
coming
just
out.
happened.
No, it just
No, it
came
just
Oh,
came
it just
out.
did?
It was amazing.
26.
Good.
You
Never
as you look
sweated.
outside, you catch just for a second on the outside of the wall of a house, maybe 3 houses down. You see a thing just appear and sort of grip the side, and it looks like one of those guards,
the
but it's like
wall?
and it's like Spider-Manning on the outside of the wall, and then
Like
it
what
just-
Wynn described
yeah,
to us.
and then it sort of backs into the wall itself.
Because we're at a house right at the edge of the.
You're on a street.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
you look down the street, and
Okay.
3 houses down,
Okay,
you see
cool.
this happen.
I'm gonna shut the door really quietly.
It's like 3 houses.
3
We're
doors down.
super close to the wall, obviously.
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
we
you're the
burrowed-
house right next to the wall.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna close the door super quietly. I'm gonna. You said there's like a bedroom or something.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a bedroom behind you. If you're facing the door, you can turn around and go to the bedroom area.
I'm just gonna briefly stick my head in the bedroom and see if I see anything shifty.
Stick your head in the wall,
No, in
the wall. I said.
in the like unless the door's closed.
No, you stick your head in the bedroom,
Okay.
and you smell sort of this. It's very faint at this point, though, but it smells musty and old and slightly of death. As you look in the bed, there's another corpse,
Oh, gross. Okay.
but it's so old at this point, it mostly smells like must.
Okay, but nothing weird about the room. It just looks like a bedroom.
Looks like a bedroom. Looks like
Okay.
these people.
Some random house we
What
found
do
our
you
way
think it's
into.
find it
Yeah.
to spend the night in if we're keeping watch? It's just filled with dead people.
Yeah, how late is it getting? Are we gonna have to worry about Kieran in a little bit?
I mean, yeah,
She
it's
I
getting
don't-
it's dark out.
Damn it, we have some recaps too.
Yeah, no, I'm not really about spending the night.
I don't really want to spend the night either, but I think this is going to probably be one of our safest options. It's not exactly that we can summon our own house in the middle of everything.
I mean, does anybody other than me need to sleep?
I don't.
I
but
could-
this
I
is
could
perfectly
use
fine.
some sleep.
But
I am
we've
running
been,
low.
We've been casting quite a bit. Well,
Yeah,
y'all
That's why
have
I was
been
like, could we
casting quite a
short
bit.
rest it, or since
I
we
think-
have enough magic, you
I'm honest.
You're non-magical.
Nobody,
Not a bad
yeah,
idea.
don't even worry about
My mid-level spells are all pretty much wiped. From our
Lucina.
little stint with Ed.
Lucina, you look like you've
if you
done
only
a fair
do a
bit
short
of
resting
casting.
fix these problems, or do we need to learn this?
It's going to be long resting that fixes it. I don't want to take a long rest, but I don't want to sleep for that long. But at the same time, I don't know how we're gonna.
I don't think we have the time. To
Yeah, no, I don't
rest.
either.
Okay.
Oh, this is
We
gonna
have to
suck
go.
so bad.
We just gotta
All right.
go.
I just think this is going to be our safest option if we ever need it.
Yeah. At least we know it's here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Char's talking into the ring at this. Oh yeah. Also, there's another dead person in the bedroom.
Excellent. We love to see it.
As you're having this conversation, you sort of are looking in the bedroom and having this conversation,
I'm
just
watching
looking
the
around.
dead person in the bed as I'm talking.
Okay.
So I'm just like kind of staring. No. Oh no.
No.
Wall. It's
21. Does it hit you?
yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yes.
Hell
Char
yeah.
doesn't hit Char. Okay. What am I hit with?
11 points of piercing damage as you just feel this in your lower torso.
Okay.
And you look behind you, and there's sort of this weird dead guard thing. Having come from the living room area where some tremors happened a little while ago.
Oh no!
Stabbed into you, and please make a constitution save.
Oh
So-
no!
Lucina wanted to make sure she had eyes on
She
Shar.
is behind that wall that I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
Am I
so-
30 feet away from her?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. 12.
12? Your maximum HP is reduced by however much you just got hit by.
By 11?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bring your max down.
How do I do that?
Override,
max HP. And what do I do? So 66.
You all would hear
I want everyone to know for the
from
record
Shar, though.
that's pretty close
shit.
to my just regular.
At that point, Lucina is going to get out of her wild shape.
AC.
What was that?
At that point, Lucina is going to cancel out her wild shape.
So wait, you couldn't uncanny dodge that? I guess since it was a
It's a
sneak
surprise
attack.
attack,
This is a
No
surprise
surprise. I would let you uncanny dodge.
Okay. Okay, the uncanny dodge, it says specifically
You have to
someone you
know?
can see.
Oh, then it was a surprise attack.
attack.
Okay.
And-
If an attacker you can see.
And Lucina's going to head
Hits you
over
with-
to Shar because she
Okay, you heard that, and you.
Wait, so do you
are
come
you still
out of the-
badgery?
Oh, I
hole,
just said
then?
I just said I changed
Okay, you
out of
change
wild
back.
shape. That's a bonus
you go
action
back
to
and
get
you
out of.
and you head over there.
Yeah.
Everybody else would have heard
I'm
Shar
just
get
gonna say,
injured as well.
Char gets hit so rarely that when Char makes
Yeah,
a noise
I'm-
of pain,
no, drawing
it's
the
like
swords, I'm heading over
9-1
there.
fucking 1. Like, call in the.
Where did we stand on the
like, cavalry.
HP shit? Greater res doesn't fix that, right?
Doesn't fix what?
Greater Res does fix it.
It does.
With
Fixes
what
what?
we went through, yeah.
Oh, the
What
HP
she's
in the
got,
past,
we don't know.
You have no idea, but in the past, maximum HP reductions
we are
has in
cursed
fact
by
been
hags. I
has
don't
in
know
fact
what.
been fixed by Greater Restoration.
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
But you all hear that and like try to like quietly whip out your weapons and
Crawl out of the hole.
open the hole as you go. But Shar, you are met with this thing who sort of looks at you and
Is it? It's like a
withdraws its-
another shadow
It's
thing.
one of the shadow guard things that seems to have
Jesus.
appeared through the wall.
Okay.
And the only thing that you think could have drawn it out is a little while ago.
Got it.
Um,
Okay.
in a remarkably tremorless city.
Tiny one under the feet.
There's
They're very
nothing.
Do I get
Yeah, this is
a
quiet.
like reaction?
Well,
That-
now you get your go before everybody can get to you. So yeah, what would you like to do as
Wait,
this thing is
like an
turning?
attack
Can-
or a reaction?
You can attack.
Would Shar
Oh,
be able to
Jesus.
skirmish
Can I let him
away?
attack her as
You
I'm,
could-
like,
you could
rushing
skirmish
over
her
them?
away.
That's a reaction. That's not an action.
You could skirmish her away.
Instead of an action?
No, that would be part of.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay, yeah. So I will dip 20 feet away.
Okay, that's the whole house. So you
Basically.
sort of bound back towards where the trapdoor is. The trapdoor is to your right, and the
It's gonna
people are
be-
coming out.
Okay. It's going to be like in a
Papa.
horror movie where you're like slammed against the wall and you're like, because like the murderer is chasing you.
Yep.
And then Shar is going to look around the wall, which I'm imagining is kind of like a half wall that
Yeah,
like
let me
separates
draw
the
it out.
kitchen.
In fact,
That
let's
would
go.
be
Let's go on
super
break,
helpful. Yeah.
and then I will
Yeah,
draw
yeah.
the house for you.
Excellent.
Oh my
Cool.
god, I forgot there's breaks.
Spooky, scary town. That's what I got for a bit. Yeah, so welcome to the announcements for episode 65. They're doing some extremely efficient espionage of getting into Exim and doing all the stuff, and it's a creepy place that's scary. So, yeah. That being said, basic stuff today as far as announcements go. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/CameronOfSDavis is the place to go. And if you want to support the music used in the background, that's tabletopaudio.com. Really good place for music and stuff. Still on a 2-week time schedule. Going to be that way for a while because scheduling is hard. I've also been dealing with this annoying, long-lasting bronchitis crap for a while, which sucks. So regardless, I don't have much to say here and would like to just get y'all back into the episode. It's not like we're sponsored or anything. So enjoy. Continue enjoying this episode. Laters.
We're back.
Hello.
So, I have drawn an incredibly tiny
beautiful.
house.
Beautiful.
It's a great house.
Char, you have been stabbed in the back by this creepy beast. It is your turn, and then we will roll some sort of initiative, even though it will probably go very quickly.
So I ran away. I booked it as far as I could go, which apparently was not that.
So it's got to be aimed at your mouth.
Okay, so I booked it
There it is.
as far away as I could go, which was apparently not that far.
It is so you booked it. Oh, sorry, I forgot to move.
room.
Yeah, what's the first? Okay. So that didn't be that wasn't an
You're
attack
right
of
next to
opportunity
you.
situation.
No, your
because-
skirmisher doesn't do that.
Yeah,
Right.
skirmisher.
No,
You just
you're right.
skirmished away. So
God.
you moved to the back of the room, to the right here of the couch, and the thing sort of turned and watched you go. And now it is your go
Okay.
before everybody can spring out and do whatever they're doing.
Can I hide behind the wall, or does he know I'm
It's
there?
a very small
no way.
sort of space.
Small house.
I can't do shit except yell.
In the middle of the town.
Oh,
That too.
Yell.
Well, everyone already knows I'm
Yeah,
messed up because
Yeah, everybody is aware.
Char makes a noise of pain. Everyone's like, "What the fuck just
I
happened?"
heard you getting stabbed.
And I
How
like to
bad are we
I like
at
to
right
I
now?
like to imagine that you are generally trying to stay stealthy even when you're making yelps of pain. So it's like
Yeah,
was enough.
we're
I'm not.
trained.
No,
You're
but
not-
I'm just saying
you know-
everyone heard
Yes,
it.
yes,
But
yes.
also, it's like if Char gets like a boo boo, Char never gets injured.
How did Shark get caught?
Yeah, that's bad. Shit's bad. Okay, so I'm too close to shoot my arrow at him, or
You can shoot it, Aaron.
oh, okay.
You're like 15 or
This
10
says
feet away.
150, 600. I felt like 150 was
150
is
is
a
the-
regular range. 600 is your disadvantage.
Yeah, so if you shoot a arrow over 150 feet, it's disadvantage.
Oh, got it.
150 is just the range
I thought
within
that
you
was
can
the
shoot it.
minimum.
No, that would be ridiculous.
2.5
You wouldn't have been
years
able
of
to shoot
D&D, and
anybody
I'm just
ever.
learning this.
I don't
Okay.
make maps that huge most
Okay.
of the time.
Yeah, so I don't get advantage, but here we go. Okay, that is a 22.
22 hits.
Yay! Okay,
Just going to open a calculator.
Is this just standard damage? Or
I need 2 more d6s.
No,
Okay,
sneak
after
this
this.
is just
okay.
a standard hit. No sneaking.
Yeah, no sneak because you
No
weren't
sneaking,
weren't
right.
stealthed.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh,
Okay.
right. Nope.
I heard
nope.
you
nope.
say you need all them sixes.
Yeah.
Nope.
You do
Nope.
not
But,
need
okay.
any
No, you're
D6s.
right. Okay, wait. So then it's just d8, which was a 3 plus 6, so that's 9. But I'll add smite to it. So.
Okay, so now you can cast with you use a spell slot and
Yes.
use expend that, and it's d6s
2
instead of d8s for
D6s.
you.
Got
Yes. So as she shoots this arrow for the first time, you all see the ones who have poked their head out. The arrow sinks in, and then this light coalesces in this extremely dark area into additional arrows that just into this shadowy beast.
And that's 9 extra points of smite damage.
9 extra points. So 9 and 9, 18?
Yeah. Yay.
All right. It seems to. No, it's the cable has to go through the side. Yeah.
There you go.
So it gets hurt and sort of turns to all of you, and I'm just gonna go sort of weird, vague initiative. Lucina, you got out first.
Can I run more?
Sure.
I'm gonna go.
There's nowhere to go.
I can't past everyone?
Doors by.
Well, you can try and get back underground if
I
that's
can't
what you're
go
trying
like
to-
over here.
That's outside of the house.
Oh, that is
they're
outside
they're
the house.
underneath the house.
Right.
We're in the
Okay.
cellar.
Never mind. Okay.
So you can duck into the kitchen if you want. All right, you duck into the kitchen. Lucina, what would you like to do?
Okay, so do I have line of sight on this dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you pop out of the top.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move.
No, she's-
I'm gonna move because I know I'm like right on top of the trap door.
Yep.
I'm gonna move a bit closer to Mr. Shadow Dude.
Uh-huh.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast
Mr. Shadow Dude.
Shillelagh on my staff.
Nice.
Shillelagh, your staff lights up slightly with some naturey magic and becomes a little bit clubbier.
Yeah. So that was my
that's what it does.
bonus action, and then for my action, I'm gonna send out frostbite at the guy. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
He fails, so I deal 3d6.
Of what kind of damage?
Cold damage.
Okay, as you do that, doesn't seem to affect it.
But he still failed, so he now has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Okay,
So
it can probably pick that up. It's
Yeah, the
sharp
mic-
enough
the mic can
that it'll
probably
pick it up
pick that
ambiently.
so I do that, and Lucina,
I won't
seeing
drop
that,
things.
says, try save 2 people. It doesn't cold damage does nothing.
You whisper back to everybody,
Yeah.
but luckily everybody can hear you because you've got rings on.
Yeah.
Cold
sure
damage
don't
does
use a lot
nothing,
of
but it
cold
has
damage.
disadvantage. The cold coalesces around
Yeah.
its claws, and it's like looking at it sort of confused.
And that, so I'm just going to stay where I am, and I'm going to ready my staff. That's my turn.
Okay. I'm just going around in the circle. Lilia, are you doing
Sure.
anything?
So I can see from under the trapdoor. I can see the creature, or is there a wall blocking me?
If you poke your head
Yeah.
up, you can see there is sort of a wall blocking you. You saw where Lucina shot a thing.
Okay, cool. So I will come out from under there, and I will get to where I at least can see the creature that is kind of out of its way.
Could you move Lilia to where the couch is?
Yes, please.
Right next to the corpse on the couch.
Yeah, that's basically where you can go to get there.
Love it. I just have to be able to see the creature.
Yep, you
so
can see it.
I will cast Mind Sliver.
I don't know what that is. What's that do?
It is Intelligence 18 is a saving throw, and it's more psychic energy stuff.
That's a bad. That's
Okay,
a bad number.
So I drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of the creature. It takes 3d6
Yes.
damage, and then hold on, it's got another fun thing. And then it gets to subtract 1d4 from its next saving throw.
Okay.
So that's only 8 points of damage, but
What was that?
8 points.
8 points of damage. It seems to affect it, and more sort of weird light appears around its claws and its body as you've been affecting it by multiple things.
Okay.
It's just flavor for
Oh.
the spell effects. Cool. Wynn, you have whipped out your swords.
Yes.
I don't know how it can shut a shadow can look in. Like, it probably just keeps looking like
It looks like it's starting to not be as corporeal. So
Okay.
it's sort of
Hard to keep
splitting
itself
apart.
together.
Yeah.
I think I have just enough movement to sort of push past everyone and go over and make my attacks.
Okay, you can head over there. You push up past the thing and head over.
Out of my way!
Move it.
Yeah, like
Get out of my way!
Okay.
And you head over. Make your attacks.
Okay.
Oh no.
I wonder what kind of story this thing will tell you.
13 misses.
No.
Offhand.
You got another one. You're good.
Storyteller.
21.
21 hits with storyteller.
And with dark. Ooh, 23.
23 hits.
Okay.
Necrotic, it is resistant to. So
Okay.
please do the math for me, please.
Okay, so 9 from Storyteller.
Okay. A hit.
And,
Resistant to, so it still does half necrotic
Okay.
damage.
9 just regular damage from Darkheart.
Okay.
And then 6 necrotic from Darkheart.
Okay, it is starting to look a little bit shabby.
It isn't undead or fiend, is
It
it?
is not technically.
Okay, because smite has extra damage
Yeah.
against undead or
Yeah,
fiend. so-
it's a weird thing. Actually, it should be It's. I'll give you undead. How much extra?
Oh.
damage do you do?
You know what?
One extra D8.
One extra D8. Please roll that for me. They are technically
I'm so
undead.
fucking
just from the
stupid.
negative
I
plane
rolled
instead of the-
D6s earlier for smite damage.
No, that's what you should do
D8.
because we've
It
changed the
says-
rule.
Because it's a range attack.
We changed the
instead of
rule,
melee.
remember?
Oh, okay.
So,
So
it
do you
should
want
just
me
be
to
a
roll
D6.
One D6. One
Okay.
extra D6.
Okay,
D6.
so everything that says D8 for smite, I'm just gonna go.
Is D6.
Because technically there's no range
5
roll for
extra damage.
paladins.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm
Unless-
gonna do Action Surge as well.
Okay.
Hit him one more time with Storyteller.
Well, how much damage was your additional D6?
I gotta
was
note
5.
this because I'm gonna
It's 5.
forget.
All right, that's a lot. It's 16 plus 12, whatever that is,
For what?
to hit him.
Oh, so yeah, that hits.
All smite.
Is this with Storyteller or Darkheart?
This is Storyteller.
Char doesn't hold
well,
grudges,
that's 8
it's fine.
damage, not a lot,
D6.
but that's something.
For action surge, you get all your attacks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
whole
well,
nother round.
Okay. All right,
If you take an attack,
Darkheart.
actually, you would only be able to attack with Dark Art, technically, by
Oh,
the
all
rules.
right.
So you hit with Dark Art.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's Jason Bourne.
Okay, then, yeah, the regular damage would be 6 then.
Okay.
And
Half necrotic.
5.
Okay. It's looking nearly dead.
Okay.
Hit it again, Win.
Okay.
Here for it.
28.
28 hits.
Get him.
Normal damage and half necrotic. Just to make things awfully
10
annoying.
damage.
It is on last legs. Can you kill it with the necrotics?
Probably.
We've gotten that.
3.
3 is just enough.
Oh, wow.
So you do manage to destroy this thing, and you're trying to sort of move quietly, and you hear Kelrin in your sort of laughing.
I still hate them.
God, I hope these swords just argue with each other. You hear it.
Depends on the story.
It's like
As you kill it, the storyteller does not regain anything because their intelligence is not high enough.
Oh,
of
bummer.
the shadow.
Yeah.
Their intelligence is
How does it
six.
die? Does it like kind of like just
It
drift
sort of
apart?
discorporates, and what's really weird about it is as it dies, the armor that it was wearing sort of falls like armor would, but doesn't make any noise as it clangs to the ground, and then just sort of sits there in a bundle of sort of semi-corporeal armor.
Something to put on.
You don't know.
Can we touch it?
You can try and touch it if you want to.
If you really want
I'm
to.
afraid to touch it.
Lucina
Nala,
will
can
try
you
to touch
mage
it.
hand this?
Lucina, you try and touch it?
Yeah.
Make a constitution saving.
I knew it.
Schmuck bait.
had to.
Schmuck bait.
I have 8. I have extra hit points. It's fine.
You know what I'm thinking about the
That's what I gave
swords,
them
the
before.
bow burn things. Like
I know,
I'm
right?
how I
So
always
you take
am when you're not
chances.
wearing me. On
I'm
a
in
frightening liminal state between states of being. It's like a
is-
constant state of sleep paralysis.
Is this
From the bow burn,
a
it's okay.
spell effect?
It is not a spell effect.
Okay, then it is an 18 con save.
18, you make it, but you still get dealt.
I can't go back. Please go back.
Please, no! Then will you behave?
Which sword is left brain? Which sword is right brain?
17 points of necrotic damage.
Storyteller is definitely the creative
Okay.
side.
That's
I
fine.
like Oreos and pussy.
In that order.
Ow, I would recommend not touching that.
Noted.
Yeah, I saw it and then thought, maybe not.
Kieran and I are just in the cellar.
What's going on up there, guys?
We should probably get a move on. Let's get out of this house quick.
Is everyone okay up there? Like,
We good?
We should leave,
All right.
please.
You head
that's
out
like
of the cellar.
Healing or like what?
All of you head out of the cellar, so you're now in the house
Yeah.
proper.
Can we take a look around to see if there are any more, like out the window, to see if there are any more guards coming?
Make a perception check.
This
The
is an
door
ability
is
check,
this
isn't
way,
it?
everybody. And also avoid
So
the
I have to
bedroom. There is
disadvantage.
another dead person in
If I'm
there.
exhausted.
Actually, Kieran, can we actually
Oh,
go
yeah,
into the
you are
bedroom
exhausted.
and look at this dead person and see like if we can figure out what's up with them?
Yeah.
Because
I'd
it
love
really
to
feels
see
like
if
there
I
are
can figure out
no.
how
I mean, we
Are
haven't
you
been
sure we want to
inside
stay
anywhere.
here after a guard has come here? I don't think we should.
We're
leave this
gonna
house.
leave immediately. I just want to see what's up because it doesn't seem like there's just a lot of dead humans hanging out, and this seems weird to me. I'm getting weird vibes. I just want to make sure this is like
okay.
Lucina,
not an
you rolled-
anomaly.
Check the corpse.
Lucina,
Yeah.
you rolled a 9.
Yes.
You look out the sort of window and whatnot, and you're just a little flustered from how horrifying this is. And don't see anything coming, but who knows. Kieran, as you head into sort of the bedroom to check out the body, you look at it. Make a medicine check.
I was gonna say if it stabs me, I
Sorry, I laughed too.
14.
No, you're good. 14? It's weird. You sort of study this body. You do sort of normal what you can. You're not doing an autopsy, but you're just
Yeah.
sort of trying. And it seems like this body died in its sleep, but a little faster than it should have.
It did.
Like a
As though something sucked
Moses
something out
plague
of it.
situation
Sort of.
Who?
It's from those stories.
from the Jewish.
the older one.
No, it's from that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, you ever see the Prince of Egypt?
I don't think I've heard of
but yeah,
Egypt.
so it felt
They wrote a book
outta
about
here.
it.
it looks
They
like
wrote a
something
book.
possibly was sucked from this so that it died faster in its sleep.
They just go.
I will say, I am feeling a bit winded after all that digging and everything. But it's up to you all what we should do.
You want some cocaine?
So I
Gum.
feel like I
Gum.
am. I feel like I'm
It's
okay, but I
gum.
also feel like I am like at least 10% weaker than I was 20 minutes ago.
And you all see Shara has sort of a wound in her torso, and it's got sort of black, wispy. It's hard to see through the black wispiness that you already look like, but you can tell that there were 4 stabby finger things stabbed into her, and they don't
I
seem to
didn't
be
realize
healing.
it was with his hand.
Yes, with their
Oh, yeah.
I
hands.
thought he had like a
Gross.
That's awful.
That can't be
Oh.
good. Cat scratch
Just-
fever.
He was
I don't
inside
like
of you.
that.
Well, Orin, if we
ew.
want to rest, we can't
No,
be in this
we
house.
don't have time to rest. We gotta
Okay, then
find
we have
this
to go.
body.
Then
We
have to
gotta go.
Right.
I'll deal with that later.
Go.
I'm just so like
I'll
she
handle
was
it at some point.
scrying and he knew we were coming. There's no way they don't know we're here
Well,
already.
we just killed a guard.
We just killed a
wondering if
guard,
we're
and
going
clearly
to-
the tremor situation, which
All
was
right.
well intentioned, didn't
Well,
work.
then let's move and try to be as shadow-like in the city as possible.
Everybody stay near Lucina.
As you head out the door, please, everybody, as you
Nope.
continue towards the center of the city, please make a stealth check.
I don't want
Plus
to.
10.
Still
I
with
don't
plus
want
10.
to.
Lucina with disadvantage.
All
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
Unless you want to chew some coca gum.
Is someone? Does
I
someone
gave
actually-
you some already.
Did you
Well,
explain
you
what the
didn't
heck it was?
technically.
Yeah, I did. So
You took
your
it off your
first,
inventory?
so your first roll when you have exhaustion, it means you have to roll disadvantage,
So
right?
as you have exhaustion, it's normally disadvantage. You can chew a piece of cocaine gum once per long rest, coca gum, and it will nix an exhaustion disadvantage once.
just once, and you can only use this once per
Long rest. Yes.
But
so
you
we
only get
can't-
rid of it exhaustion with a long rest, right?
Yes,
Okay.
but we
Your
can't.
we have
call.
pass without a trace?
I knocked
It's still
one. I
there,
knocked
yeah.
one
Plus
out of
10's
my
still there.
quantity, so it's yours whenever you want it.
Yeah, I'm putting it in my pocket. I'm
Okay.
not going to use it.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think we're stacked on stealth. I don't
Okay.
think
All right.
we
So
need-
Yeah,
stealth
we-
checks, everyone.
Okay. 16. I got
Dirty
it.
That was
20.
a 28.
30.
20.
Okay.
17.
Okay.
26.
Nice.
16 for Lucina
With the plus 10.
with the plus 10.
All right.
I forgot about the plus 10. 40.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
You don't
I
have to
keep
do that.
forgetting about the
Why?
You
mustache.
continue.
The
You
most stealthy
continue.
person.
You continue in towards the city, and you decide not to go on main roads because that would be stupid.
Yeah.
So you sort of ducking in alleys and whatnot towards the castle,
We're not
which
smart, but
Yeah,
For
if
all
a
of-
boner is one thing, it's not stupid.
for all of you, you can see the who can see through the fog. You can see the castle. Lucina, you're just sort of following along with them because it's very difficult to see anything beyond.
Am I also just following along at this point?
It's
You can
pretty
see
dark,
through the fog.
but there's ambient light, but not so much. They don't have street lamps, so it is pretty dark. But you get glimpses of sides of buildings like you would if you were walking
in
in
normal
a normal darkness.
Yeah, you're
So
following
your
us.
eyes have adjusted, but it's still pretty dark.
You're
Still
following our
squinting.
shadowy butts. Let's be
Squinting.
real.
So about
Squinting solo.
half an hour later, you Kieran, are you doing anything relocating the body? Or are you waiting into the castle?
Figured I'd wait for the castle, but I could.
But the DM just asked me.
Yeah, but I already used the spell one time, which
Yeah,
is
we're
a
going
whole
on.
spell slot.
How close are we to the castle?
A ways. A couple miles.
Yeah,
How big is the city?
It's a big city. Which
Full of
means,
shadow beasts.
a big city
Okay.
is, a few miles wide. Chicago from north to south is 4
No,
or 5
I'm just
miles.
looking at you all, I think.
Oh, okay.
So if I am, so our apartment
whole
is
city's probably-
1 mile from Symphony Center. So
For our listeners.
I'm just thinking about work.
They
So
now have a
a
radius.
couple of miles.
I gotta put it in
if-
real terms.
A
I don't
couple
know
of
what
miles,
miles
if you're
are.
walking at a relatively speedy pace,
Yeah.
is going to be about 45 minutes.
For me to walk 3
Unless
miles,
you're
which is literally me to Brittany's, takes an hour. So
But Shara has such a fast.
And your
Shara's
adventures, you move
faster.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
Even when you're stealthy, you move pretty quick.
So if I'm
Um,
hustling and busting, I can make a 12-minute mile.
Yeah, like literally thinking of going 30 feet in 6 seconds on a walk. It's actually really fast.
Yeah.
well, usually
actually,
that's when we're
it's
fighting.
not that fast.
Is it?
Have you
No,
tried
it's
it?
not. No, I should
Because
actually try that out.
It's real not hard. It's a jog. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's a
in
little bit of a
battle.
jog.
You're not walking in battle. You're jogging in battle at
leisurely
least.
strolling around.
And so you're not doing anything regarding finding the body at this point in the city.
It would. So if we're hustling and busting, it would be about 45 minutes till we get to the castle. So it would still be up by the time we do get to the castle.
Yeah, but then we would have 15 minutes to use it to find her in the castle.
But the
Right.
castle
It's like
is vertical
Yes.
more than it
yes.
is wide.
So we could probably sense either 1,000 feet up or 1,000 feet in a direction.
This is the biggest
Are you gonna
DM
be
hint I've
really-
This
ever
is
given.
the DM throwing you some
Yeah, I'm
bones.
gonna look.
Okay, so
I'm gonna use locate.
We gotta
point.
do it.
want this spell slot,
Do it.
Cameron.
I was about to say, don't let them play mind games with you,
I
but
no longer have 5th level.
That's fine.
It's fine.
We'll figure it out.
You cast it as you're sort of moving.
Figuring it out.
And you get, half an hour or 15 minutes closer.
Oh, no, it's only a 4th level. It's fine. Go
Fine.
ahead, take it.
You go 15 minutes
Shit,
closer
fourth
to the
levels.
castle, and as you go there, you feel the ping about maybe 1,000 feet to the northwest, which is weirdly like the castle's almost directly north from you, and it's off to the northwest.
My body senses are tingling.
Why would you say
what do you
that?
mean?
Kieran, you're becoming more
Like,
and more
are you
pretty
missing her
slut
next
by the day.
Like, what are you talking about?
Not those bodies.
We're saying in hushed tones.
Yeah, I have imagined you are always.
The head told me I should go that way. Not really. I did the
Well,
spell,
what's
but we
that
should
way?
go that way.
What's that way?
The body.
It's
The
more
body we're
city.
looking for.
Everybody make a history check for me.
Over there at the
Oh,
castle. That's
okay.
not where the bodies you're looking for. Those are not the bodies you're looking
6.
for. I haven't actually. I'm learning, so
Putting
Not
this
bad.
one away.
History checks all around.
even with disadvantage,
22.
that's a dirty 20.
You're 20. Actually, Lucina, it wouldn't count for you
Oh,
anyway.
okay.
So sorry about that. 16,
22.
Not as bad as it
22?
could have been.
24.
24.
16.
So 22 and 24. It's hard to tell in this particular city and the way it's set up right now, but you're like that way. Isn't that close to where that bathhouse was?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, really? Oh my god.
Okay, perfect.
I'm
Did do that,
I don't
didn't
think I
we?
want to know what the bathhouse looks like now. I'm gonna be real honest.
Yeah, it
Fuck
sounds
yeah.
like
It
it's
was
probably gonna be
wasn't
spooky.
it the big old?
Spoopy.
We went there, didn't we?
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
got lots of cool shit.
It was one of
We
the
got our diamond access.
Well, it just stares off into the distance.
remembering her days of being pampered.
Char's
as a
like,
Love staring into the middle distance, remembering.
That was technically like a week and a half ago.
Do you remember? No.
It was a few weeks ago.
It was like
It was actually kind of like 2.5 years ago.
We went to
Yeah, it was
Feywild
right-
between then and
It was
now.
That was
right
only 2 days.
before. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
So,
Are
yeah.
we gonna start heading to
Then we went
this
to-
bathhouse? Or
Yeah, we
Seems like,
literally
what the
went to
fuck
the
are you
bathhouse
talking
like
about?
2 weeks
The
ago.
body is this way. Literally, all we
Remember
have to
that
do
masseuse?
is find this body and
My
get the
God.
hell out of here. That's
Yeah.
all we gotta do. We just have to
All
get
right, let's hustle, folks.
Hustle, hustle, hustle.
All right, you make your way that direction. One more stealth check as a group.
it. Still
as you-
staying close to her.
Yes.
So a +10, which
Still
I never
+10.
remember.
Yep.
Still with my advantage on my
Yeah.
ring. I love that ring.
You're
There's
welcome.
a good ring.
lol.
Okay. 26.
34.
27.
28. I was stealthier than Lily. I win.
God, congrats.
I win.
I win.
You are the superior player.
When you can fake it better than I.
World's okayest cleric.
What did Char roll? What'd you roll?
I got a dirty.
34.
Just talk.
That's the
I got
lowest I
dirty
can roll
20.
is 24. So
32.
32.
nice. I
Don't
still
brag
beat
about
you.
it.
We're
I'm sorry.
invincible.
All right,
I
so
almost
you
beat Char.
make
I
your
was
way
like,
that direction and are like shadows in the shadows.
We're doing
And
good.
as you're going, your passive perceptions, you do notice more of those guards, like just on the walls. They can like climb and meld inside of buildings. One of them just
Don't like
appears out of an alley. You swear there was nothing there at all, and just like walks out from a shadow onto the street.
Truly despise.
They are incredibly stealthy and incredibly everywhere, but you are acting as you will, the sort of weird shimmery people, and there's a lot of those humanoids around
Do my
too.
shimmy.
Kieran, stop shimmying.
You have yet to see a living person in this city.
Head.
And as you're getting closer, the pinging of the spell is getting stronger and stronger. And you see
It's like
in the distance,
Mandalorian. You gotta track.
you see in the distance the bathhouse. It has one sort of part of its dome just completely crashed in, but the other half is relatively intact. And it's not as dilapidated as you might expect it to be after 2 years and a whole attack with catapults
yeah.
on a big glass building. But it's remarkably intact for what it is.
You think we should go raid the gift shop?
But
Yeah.
I don't think they had anything interesting.
we need some lotions.
I still have lotions.
Priorities.
But yes.
I think
I
I,
was just
gave
gonna say,
all
as
of
Lucy
mine
is
to
traveling,
Greaves.
she's keeping an ear out for anything.
Okay, make a perception check.
She's the only one paying attention.
Yes.
We're all
all
like,
lost
oh my
in our
god, the
memories.
bathhouse.
My music box.
I literally, I still have this in my thing. Where is it?
Yeah, the oils and
Yeah, lotions and perfumes from
Seven?
bathhouse. It's stuck
it's
here.
so
yeah.
quiet here.
Yeah.
Like this city is quiet. It's eerily quiet. What you hear is the is above from those wyvern beasts, and you hear the thunder, and like that's it. These
I love it.
guard things don't make noise when they move.
It's like living in the middle of fucking nowhere,
Would
Kansas.
we be able to like feel if someone was like scrying on us or anything like that?
No, only if you fail a wisdom save, which I would be making for.
Which Cameron would. Oh, you'd make the wisdom save for us?
Yeah.
Without telling us.
Without telling us.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well,
the way to do it.
well.
Love it.
That is what I like to hear.
That's why whenever Cameron rolls, we're like,
How the turns tabled.
How the turntable.
Oh, how the turntables. All right. But interestingly, the body is not in the bathhouse. It is off to the side. There's another sort of small house, roughly this size. So for listeners, I printed a little cottage.
It's
but
very
it's
cool.
It's a small little cottage, and you sense the body is like it's very strong and coming from inside that building. That sense.
All right. So
that way?
Yeah,
What
but horrors are around the little house.
Yeah, how do
But
we
no,
approach
Kieran,
this?
you're the only
How do
one
we
who
approach
knows,
this?
right?
Okay, thank you.
Go! Let's fucking go! I'm sick of staying here. Let's go.
Wait, let's.
I feel like there should be some perimetering
Bad things.
some sort of like trap-looking rogue.
Great.
My
okay,
rogue
I'll
friend,
go
please.
first.
Come here.
I go over. I go, like to hold Kieran's hand.
No.
Two shadow creatures are
Shadowy
holding
Like
hands in the
this.
center.
I'm
A guard appears
casting-
on the wall and looks down and looks confused for a second and then melds into the
I'm
thing.
casting Shield of Faith before.
Ooh, what does that mean?
She goes over
Plus
there.
2 AC.
Plus
goes
2
up
AC.
too.
Oh, that's awesome.
Before you go and
I don't know
touch
how to
things.
do a temporary
You
plus.
can't.
I'll just
You have
remember.
to remember.
I'll just
You can
remember.
actually.
No, it's fine. I'll remember. Okay.
Yeah, if you click the AC, you can
That's a first
magic bonus.
So, I guess I'll go through
Okay,
a
you.
window.
So you had just directly dive in? Or are you checking around the outside, or what?
Yeah,
you
I'm
doing?
gonna do a.
perimeter.
I'm gonna do a perimeter sweep, and I'm gonna see where I can go. And then at some point go up to a window, see if
Okay.
there's anybody.
First,
inside. Yeah.
make an investigation check around the perimeter.
Ooh, hell yeah. 29.
29. Okay.
26. 26. I can do
Still
math.
high.
26.
And you detect around it, and you're trying to still act like a shadow, but you're so stealthy, like you can't be seen anyway, and you meld with the shadows of the building. And you look around. It's such a basic, normal building with no traps that you're almost surprised that this is happening, because of, like, you just went in another house. It was basically just a house, and you're noticing a trend of most of these houses are just
There's just
just
no one
dilapidated
here
houses
except
with no one
shadows.
there.
Yeah.
And corpses.
And corpses.
and corpses. And then you go to, like, the back window, I'll say, which is where the most shadows are, so you can, like, really blend in. And you look in. Perception check, even though you'll probably do amazing.
I don't know. That was a really good roll. That's also not a bad roll. 26.
26.
Same. Wait, no.
Math.
That's a 26, which means my other one was not a 20. Oh,
It's
no,
above-
that was an investigation check. Sorry. Okay, now this is also 26.
It's above
sorry.
25 or you're good.
Same thing.
So
Sorry.
you look inside, and what you see is a cage that's huge, like a
Like with like
man-sized
bars
cage, like a square sort of, or rectangular with bars on all sides, and you see a body sort of reaching through and clawing very slowly on the floorboards.
Can we like frisbee the head?
We're not there.
That'd be dope.
How big are these bars apart? How
The
head
window
space?
itself has slats, so the head wouldn't fit through.
Okay, but if we make it inside, can I frisbee the head?
We'll see.
You don't know, and you don't know what's going on. So, Shar,
Knowing
you
our
see
luck, it
inside.
would attach and like she's stuck.
Thanks, I'm
in
gonna
the
have
bars.
nightmares about
like,
this forever.
like her neck is through the bars and it attaches and she's stuck.
Cut my
in
head
the
off again.
Fucking bars.
You did it wrong!
But you see that, and next to it, you see a young woman sitting cross-legged on the ground, arms crossed, wearing very black clothing, and just sort of staring at the ground and rocking very slightly.
Like outside of the cage?
Right next to the cage, yes. On the
Like,
other side,
She's somehow supposed to be guarding this cage, but she looks like she's having an anxiety attack. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she's stoic
Do we
as
know
she
her?
can be, and she's
yeah,
sort of
do
wobbling.
we recognize her at all? Or do I?
You don't recognize her specifically.
Okay. Am I close enough to use the ring? To everybody else?
From them, I would say yes, 300
Yeah,
feet.
300.
I'm gonna say, you were right. I think I don't remember who said it. They got her body. It's locked up.
Make a 26. She's not a dead ghostly person.
No, the Ari's body. I'm assuming that's Ari's headless body.
It is
that's in
Ari's
the-
headless body. This person next to them is not
Yes.
not a dead shadowy person.
Yes. So I'm saying you were right. They got Ari's dead body locked up. There's a guard here. It's not a shadow person, but she doesn't look like she's got it together.
This
I don't
isn't-
know
So,
what's
which isn't
wrong with
something
this
I have
girl.
experience with, but would being invisible and killing her be a thing after that?
I mean, if we could kill her in like one.
I
No,
have an
like
idea.
I think we're not going to have a problem with her, is what I'm saying. But we just got to get her out of the way. Where there's not like they've got Ari's body here, and it's not being guarded by anything except this person.
If it's not being guarded by anything except this person, that makes me extremely distrustful.
I'm feeling like Sorna vibes, where she like looks innocent, but then she's like stupid powerful.
I have an idea.
Make a history check, sure. Or intelligence.
There's definitely magic.
Am
on
I
this page, too,
misinterpreting this? Would you say history?
Yeah.
18.
The garb she's wearing looks very Shadow Legion.
I am more inclined to say, like, I think we should turn Shah invisible and try to get her to do like the whole Ari thing. But then I can perhaps outside the door, like if I can at least have kind of a view of this other person, attempt to do calm emotions.
I mean, this person might also be a captive.
That's fine. No, if you turn me invisible, I can Misty Step into the cage, unlock it from inside, put the head back on, and then we're good. Sorry.
Well, presuming that the cage doesn't like have
some crazy magic stuff. Yeah.
Well,
if that happens, I'll tell you guys, and you can come in.
While everyone's talking in the rings back and forth, I'm just looking for guards again. Taking a little bit.
Perception check.
Well, I know the spell
20,
you cast on Shar, is that taking your focus, Turan?
What?
The spell you cast on Shar, is that taking your focus, aka is it concentration? I think it.
Yeah, it is.
If you don't want to lose that, I can make you invisible, Shar.
Oh, my invisible thing is like a...
Never mind.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it
doesn't.
No, yours is a
I'm shadow
feat,
touched.
but yeah. You got a natural 20 on your perception check. Currently, y'all are... Nothing's happening. Like, the guards are showing up, even with your natural 20, or especially with... the guards are, like, doing their rounds, which means they sort of show up on buildings and then disappear and keep going. But they're not paying attention to you, and they certainly haven't noticed Shar or any of you talking. Notably, no guards of the undead variety are around this house. This house is just some random house near the bathhouses, and inside is a Shadow Legion person with Ari Travala's body.
I'm assuming you mentioned the Shadow Legion. Close.
Yeah.
You would make a history check.
What does this Shadow Legion, does that mean she served the show? I'm sorry, I'm not from, I don't know.
Make a history check.
Oh, okay. Well, she was just going to ask.
I feel like we could have explained this, but Emily can't remember why they give out Shadow Legion uniforms before, because we totally stole ours.
Yeah, but you were
that is
adventurers
a
of
13.
13. You know the Shadow Legion were the main soldiers of Taylor before all this happened.
Should we just go in and be upfront?
No.
Why not?
You also look like a shadow.
Well, why don't I?
So
I can always go in, do my invisibility thing while someone wants to. If someone wants to walk in the front door and talk to her while I'm doing this, I mean, it can't hurt.
For the record, we all look scary.
Yeah.
I mean,
if she's not a bad guy.
There's another option if we want. I couldn't pick the lock, but I can take the head with me as a fly, buzz in.
You can carry
You can carry a head as a fly?
It would meld with my shape. All my objects meld with my shape when I change.
Technically correct.
But
That's
I wouldn't be able
clever
to.
use of wild shape.
But I couldn't unlock the
If I
cage.
did inspiration in this campaign, you'd have gotten it. Next campaign.
I mean, okay.
Well, I think that's probably a good idea. We'll keep watching if we need to. We can try to step in and see if we can charm her, although from what Shaw said, it sounds like she's already dealing with her own shit. But I don't know if that's going to make her more hostile
I
or
mean,
not.
if you can try to get her out of the house, because for me to take the head out again, I would have to lose my form, and I wouldn't be able to do it again.
Okay.
But I could polymorph myself afterwards.
But then you wouldn't... Oh, but then Ari would be back together.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ari is an extremely talented mage.
I
Get
think
us back.
I think it's a
to
good
Sanctuary.
idea, actually, for people to come in through the front door while some of us do the Like you turn into a fly and
Espionage
maybe I
version.
can go invisible, because then we'll all be in the same place, and that way once Ari's head is attached, we can plane shift out of here or something super quick.
If I can, as like once we get closer,
'Cause we gotta
I would
dip,
like to
like-
use
I can get us
detect
out of here. I
thoughts
can
on
teleport
her.
us back. We just have to
But the point is, we all got to be together. So if me
Right.
and Lucina go in, she goes in as fly, I go in invisible. We put the head back on. We all pick the lock. We run out. We all hold hands. Go, is what I'm thinking.
The main thing I can see that would ruin this, can I cast Detect Magic?
You cast detect magic, sure.
Yeah. Just to make sure nothing obvious is
Nothing hinky.
Around the house, so you sort of move around the house.
House cage
Look in the
situation.
window.
You look in the window. There's no magic in it.
Okay. Okay.
In theory.
So
Okay.
you
Besides
four
the
and then
robes
us
that Ari is
two.
wearing.
Right.
Is that what we're
I was gonna
doing?
say, shouldn't the body be magical? Weird
Yeah,
immortal
I
stuff?
meant
She's
like
naked.
things that I wouldn't expect to be met.
Is that what we're doing? 4 and 2.
Okay.
So make me invisible. Somebody. You turn into a fly. I'll take the head.
Shouldn't I pick?
I mean, yeah, no, you take the head, go through the bars. I'm going to Misty Step into the cage. You put the head, or I don't know.
Wait,
I think you should give me the head because I can put it back on the body while being
If
invisible.
you Misty Step, you will no longer be invisible.
That's what I was about to say.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
I forgot about
That's
that.
the thing.
So I think I'm just going in.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
and I think
You're on
I will be on.
No. Oh, damn it.
I
No,
will
you're
be
right.
on standby for any sort of charming if we need to do anything like that. I
Alright.
also, as Lucina goes in, I would like to cast Detect Thoughts from, I don't know, like outside the window or whatever.
Okay. What if
Yeah,
I
we're
just
in a
go in through like
city
the
full
back
of
window
monsters
and not
I'm
be
scared of
invisible?
one.
And,
Scared of
or
one woman.
One woman.
okay, what if you make me invisible? I go in through the back and
One
get
shadow.
into the cage and unlock it while y'all are talking to her, because you're gonna need some way to get out of this cage.
I mean, if
As
I
you're
read-
all talking, by the way, you see down the road a massive,
There we
shadowy
go.
beast.
Time to go.
This is the we talked too
Who has
long.
the head? Give it to
And
me.
is sort of marching slowly. You even see the shadowy, like wisp people, sort of moving away
Yep.
from it. The people who don't move away fast enough get sucked into its form.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
There we
We've been talking too long. This is time for us to get going.
Take the head going.
Who has it?
Kieran gives it to
Okay.
you.
I turn to a fly.
By the way, just an aside, handing a head while seeming is extremely weird looking. Suddenly
Yeah.
a head appears and then it's gone.
It's gone. Yeah. God, I love
And
Turn the
seeming's
seeming
weird.
off.
Not with this
See
big
woman?
thing coming towards.
Maybe
I
actually.
When
I'll
we go
turn it off
inside.
on Lucina right as she's
No, I
turning
think you
into
should
the
turn it
fly.
off to everyone.
And
we
she's
go
turning into
inside.
the fly.
As she's turning into fly. No, I'm keeping it on, especially with this big guy walking towards
My
us.
thing is just
We're
this
not in the
girl
house yet.
In the house.
Okay,
Turn
when
it
we
off.
get in the
When
house,
we're
turn
heading
it off.
in the house, we
Okay.
will.
So
Okay.
I
Lucina,
walking
you
in.
grab the
Turn
head,
into a tiny fly.
turn into a fly. Seeming is dropped, you're a fly.
This
Oh,
is a
jeez.
fly. I'll put that fly in a box.
The fly
I'll put
goes
that box
in.
inside of another box, and then I'll mail that box to myself.
The woman sort of looks up.
I still technically have passive out trace on me.
Yep. The woman looks up
Okay.
and had heard a slight buzzing noise.
I'm
Doesn't know
assuming
where you are.
We're all getting closer to the house. As
You're all. I had imagined you were all
We're all
around the house.
outside.
mate.
Great. Well, then, since we're around the house, I'm sure I'm in range because it's not a big house.
Not a big
I'm
house.
going to cast Detect Thoughts.
You just cast Detect Thoughts. What's the save on that?
It's unfortunately only a 13, but
What-
it's for wisdom.
Wizard. You try, and it does not work.
All right.
Okay. And as soon as I get into the cage and near the body,
You're there. The body, by the way, there's like a cage. Its sort of stump is, in fact, like Nala suggested, sort of in between two bars. One arm is like grabbing one of the bars, and the other one is out, reaching and sort of scratching the floorboards. And as you sort of fly in there, you see the woman who sort of looked up a bit. She shrugs something weird off in her head because the detect thoughts happened. And then she looks down at the body and says, God, you know you're not getting there, are you? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. We gotta stay quiet.
as Lucia's gonna fly in and she's gonna wait to make sure the neck moves away from the bars,
It's not doing that. It is moving.
but I'm holding the head.
You're correct. And then as that happens, the body sort of turns
Gross.
and sort of tries and moves towards you.
At that point, I drop wild shape, put the head on the body.
And as you drop wild shape and appear as a tiefling woman, the woman, the Shadow Legion person is like,
I will cast Calm
Now,
Emotions.
everybody go in right now.
We're in.
Right now.
calm emotions. You all
Drop
sort of burst
seeming.
in the door in a
Seeming's
quiet
dropped.
fashion and
Yeah.
tiptoe up to them and all shouting shh. It's okay. And you head inside as Ari Travala's head is placed back on her body. The magic sort of flares a bit and sews her neck perfectly back together. No scar. Even the Zima Ash, etc., got scars, but Ari Travala's doesn't
That's
have any scars
incredible.
on her when she's like Wolverine in that case.
Hands.
That's
hands.
dope.
Hands.
And she's back, and she's like, "Oh fuck!"
Hands.
And turns towards the Shadow Legion woman as you all come in. Ari holds her hand up, looking very tired, by the way, and says, "Thank you," and points at this woman who is slightly backed away, and her eyes widen, and she goes up to the bars and sort of finds a key and unlocks the gate and sort of hugs Ari Travala, just like full on.
All right, let's all hug.
This whole time.
Good.
I kind of knew it. I
And
was
we're out.
like,
And we're out.
taking so
And we go.
And
Okay.
Ari like
Hugs.
pats her back and says, "Thank you so much.
Wait, what do you
Thank you so
Teleport.
much."
We gotta ask her if she wants
my God,
to
they
go
were
because she
roommates.
won't go
And Ari
if
looks
she's
at
not
all of
willing.
you and says, "If we're leaving, she's coming with us."
You got it.
You got it.
Done.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
everyone come together.
And as you do that, you all sort of look behind you.
no.
Salvador.
And as you had come into this building, you didn't notice that this massive shadowy beast had like appeared directly outside the room and had begun reaching its massive claw
Bye.
inside the house itself. It takes up like the whole entirety of the front section of this, and you're all backing together. Ari Travala just sort of
Ancient comment
stares
as I'm-
She doesn't
at
give
this
a-
happening. And as you all sort of huddle together, what are you doing?
Oh, is Ari doing something?
She's just
staring.
Okay,
glaring.
great. I will use Destructive Wave, but the Radiant option.
Okay.
It
I would
hurts,
just leave it.
it hurts no one but the person that I'm aiming at.
Sure. And you blast out, and for flavor, it seems to like a boss fight in a video game where you're only fighting the dude's hand for now. And it sort of makes the hand wrinkle up a bit as
Muttering ancient common and casting teleportation.
teleportation magic. Can you take all of them?
Yes, I
Everyone?
can take 9, and there's 8 of us.
Yes.
7,
Oh wait, up to 8. So 1, 2,
Exactly.
6, 7, 8.
8.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yay!
And you
No, someone.
you
I mean, if
vanish
not, we have
out
options.
from Exim. Where are you going?
Marshtown.
Yay!
Oh my
We
god.
did it.
All within the same day.
That went.
That's what the bow and
Incredibly
arrow
well.
does.
Oh, fuck. I think
We're
that's
the-
like one of our
Yeah.
first
we
times
get
that we
results.
We do our best work when we're in a
Under
rush.
pressure. We're under pressure.
We're grade 8 procrastinators. We
There's
need
no
a deadline.
February.
We need it to be close.
deadline.
Deadline, indeed.
Is Marchtown okay?
And you appear back in the town of Marshtown.
That's
Oh,
nice.
no.
You hear bugs around you, and you see people sort of rushing. Everybody's
We're still
rushing.
okay.
There's a lot of rushing. You've done this in
Yeah.
about 4 hours. So currently,
Oh my god, you're right.
you're pretty efficient at
Everyone's
this.
still on high alert. Yeah, I get it.
Fucking professionals.
And so
It's how we
everybody's still
do.
like rushing around. You see people like waving their arms and
Wow.
gathering like
Johanna's gonna be so
cannons and
impressed.
shit, and like
He's so proud of us.
making sure there's siege equipment and
We gotta
like
tell her it
getting
was
ready.
I grab one person. Has anything happened in the last couple of hours?
The person's like, well,
We're rushing.
I mean, we've been, it's a lot of rushing. What you said? We've been rushing around. We've been gathering cannons.
Rushing
In fact, I'm
around,
supposed to bring this
around.
fucking big. Can you help me carry this cannon?
No, I have
No.
noodle arms, but no one's attacked or anything yet.
No, we haven't been attacked yet. No, I mean, they're all saying it's going to happen soon. I
Johanna?
got to get this cannon to
Wait.
the north gates.
What's Ari doing?
And Ari
No,
is
I've got noodle
sitting
arms.
on the ground just holding this young woman.
Jesus, okay.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
It's in a platonic sort of
Okay.
just
friendship.
Hey,
thank you so
and they
much
were
sort of
Oh,
way.
it was a mentor-mentee thing.
And just holds her and says, whispers in her ear, but you would be able to read her lips. And you see Norslar. You saved me. I'm so sorry, by the way. And Norslar, this woman, says, they're all gone.
Aww.
Figured.
They're all gone. And Ari says, yeah, I know.
That's rough.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back. And sort of stands up and without sort of barely moving her arms, she casts a spell on some person standing, like just running, who's rushing to do war stuff. And the person stops and turns to her and says, how can I help you? And Ari says...
an NPC.
Ari points to Norslar and says, infirmary, please. And the now charmed random dude is like, absolutely, of course, I'd do anything for you. And then grabs this poor young woman
We could have probably asked, but it's fine.
and heads off. Ari like limps over to you. That's my magic done for the day. Apparently, when you're dead for 2 years, you don't get a long rest of any sort of. So that's my last ability of spells until I sleep a lot.
How are you feeling?
Well, you should sleep because this whole situation has been compromised
Does
here.
look a little bit frantic.
The
I
only
have to
way
say.
this place is going to stay together is if we have you. At
No pressure.
100%.
Where are we?
We're in
Marshtown?
Marshtown.
Yeah, we should find Johanna. She'll have the answers for what we need to be doing.
It sounds like she needs to sleep.
Well, yeah,
do.
but we also...
You need to
Answers also would be nice.
Yeah.
Were you conscious or
It's
anything?
that's a weird
Constant
question.
You probably
No
don't remember
sleep
anything like weird, like
paralysis.
magic wise or anything like that. It's probably
What did you just say, Kieran?
nothing.
Did you try to animate my fucking head to life? But like undeath? Kieran?
No, that
He
never
just, like,
happened.
takes a
I don't,
drink
I
and
don't
it's, like,
remember
water.
that.
Yeah, big old sip
Do you
from
remember
that.
that?
From that.
I don't remember
They
that.
probably got rid of the blood by now, right?
You're forgiven. You saved my life.
I just wanted to talk.
By the way, I can hear a little bit when I'm in a head form. I was really worried you'd kill her. I was really worried about that. I know you're all adventurers and you don't trust things, but sometimes a nice person who is of a faction or whatever that you trust is just a nice person of the faction that you trust. Oh. And she sort of stretches a bit, holds her side. So Johanna, is it?
Yeah, we'll go find her.
Yep. Met her before. She was much younger. Ugh. And you sort of head off to try and find. You head towards the. Ari's just been alive a long time. It's not something. Ari does fuck, but not in that. way.
I am just trying to think of when she
Does
would
she
have
fuck
met
Nigel?
Johanna. Like, I don't remember Johanna
okay,
having
you'll
any
have to ask her.
Yeah.
Has she had sex with Nigel?
Who hasn't had sex with
Is
Nigel?
the infirmary? The infirmary's not
Nigel
here.
is
main
the kingdom
headquarters.
The infirmary and the main headquarters are very close because they're all in the army base or
Okay.
in the sort of military
Okay, then.
encampment.
Okay.
But you head towards the sort of main area, and you see Johanna sort of delegating. She's like, "All right, 2 cannons to the south side. We need everything we've got on the north, and we've got to protect either side as well." And
We're
she
back.
looks up. Holy shit! Welcome back. And Ari's like,
Yep.
I heard you needed my help. And Johanna's like, yeah, you look dead tired. There's no chance you could
Not
cast
dead,
some
though.
She's
big,
alive, though.
big magic spell to, like, make Marshtown invisible right now, by any chance, huh? And Ari's like, not unless you have figured out a way to sleep 8 hours in about 5 seconds.
You have cocaine.
Go to
We've got like a big pack.
What if you eat like all the cocaine?
what about
Coca
reverse
gum.
Feywild?
Yeah, if we go to the Feywild, I can sleep, and then maybe we
Be
can.
right back.
No.
1 second later, be returned.
That's great.
And
Kieran,
that
you do
sounds
that.
like a safe plan.
Yeah, you've got connections.
I don't
what's
see how that could
possibly go
possibly
wrong.
backfire.
Yeah, I mean, it's gone
think
so well for everyone
This
so
time
far.
we'll stay behind Kira and you just go take the shadow.
Johanna, nothing has happened or changed since we left.
Johan's
How's
like, I mean, we've ramped up defenses, but it's only been a few hours, and it's a relatively large city. Nigel is working all the north, all the cardinal directions. The gates are being handled by Nigel or organized. I'm just sort of delegating specific things because there are also adventuring parties that are dealing with things in other places, and they're checking in. I sent people off to find Kimball to Limerick and things like that as well. I know it may sound like a stupid time to do that, but we need all the help we can get.
Yeah.
So, great. Ari, sleep. Go back there now. Pass out, please. And Ari's like, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna go do that.
Is she pointing to the infirmary
Nope.
for that?
To Johanna's room, basically,
Okay.
her comfy bed in the back.
Johanna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna head to the infirmary. Someone was brought over here as well who hasn't been doing well.
That's fine. Otherwise, if the city's attacked, we need you.
I'm assuming.
And
I
all
will
of
hear.
you.
Just tell us what to do.
Yeah, all right.
We're on it.
Hopefully it won't be. Because it's possible that we did some speaking with the dead.
Okay.
Ed was only possessed relatively recently, and we don't know how much he was actually able, or whoever was possessing him was able to get out. Interestingly, he could access some of the memories after we talked to his dead body.
Cute.
Sorry for that kid. Didn't deserve it. Ari's like shuffled off to the bedroom. All right.
Somebody get her an eye mask or something.
I have cloth in my bag, but that's about it. I can like fashion one.
The infirmary. Yeah, I mean, you can head there. We can head there. Who's what?
I was just gonna head there.
All right. Well, let me know
what
if
do
y'all
you need
it.
us to do?
I need y'all to stay here for a little while. Until Ari Travala is back and can do something to make this place safe, I need y'all to stay here.
I meant in the meantime, is there anything we can help with?
Oh, there's jobs around, ask around. And Johanna heads off to do whatever her specific things are. You ask around, basically. You can help fortify areas, build barricades, siege things, etc., just to make sure everything's safe.
I feel like it's probably what we all do if she's going
You
to
spend some time.
we all go
anybody's
try to
doing
like
anything specific.
I'll sit
do what we
down
did in that
for
6 month period. We
day
all just go help
3
certain things.
of staff power activation.
Okay, you.
I know
Do some
that like
stuff.
when I was with
Some
Johanna
power
the first
stuff.
time, there were like certain things that I was doing in Marshtown.
Yeah.
I'm assuming I will like return to those.
Sure.
kinds of-
It's ballistic stuff.
You're helping soldiers,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing, and you head to the infirmary.
Yeah.
Inside, you see Yaren lying there,
Oh,
comatose, and attached to a fantasy IV.
Sheep intestine.
Ye olde IV.
The old
Just a
IV.
glowing ball of light.
Yeah, it's a glowing ball of
oh,
light.
it's cool.
It's got to be a
like a
glowing ball of light.
It's like an
Like-
Avatar, not the Last Airbender, but the
Yes.
James
the
Cameron
space
one.
movie.
The blue
Yeah,
one.
the blue one.
Okay, and inside you also find Norsalar, this woman, who is now sort of sitting up in a hospital bed and just sort of staring into the middle distance forward.
Hello?
She looks up. Hello?
Sorry, I know that was all very sudden.
She nods in a sort of jerky way.
Is she like sitting on?
She's sitting up in her hospital bed.
Okay, I'm gonna sit on the end corner of the bed. How long were you protecting her? What happened? I'm Lucina, by the way. Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Norsalar.
Lucy.
Careless. It was easy to stay alive, you see, if you just didn't do anything. And I could, And she sort of holds her hand up and really weakly forms some, like, cleric food mush, basically, in her hand. And then it sort of falls onto the blanket, and she doesn't have, like, the energy to do anything with it. I could stay alive if I didn't move. And her body kept trying to go closer to the castle. And that would have been really bad.
And you wouldn't be able to protect her then.
They had these cages, they had them. And I sort of found a house where they had kept some people. There was no one there, and I brought her body there. She kept trying to claw away from me. So I locked her up.
In the end, you probably saved her.
I hope so. All my friends are dead. There is no Shadow Legion anymore. At least not in Exim.
If there's one thing I've learned these past few years, things end when we don't want them to, but they also change into something new. And you just have to keep going on.
So far, the new thing sucks.
Yeah, it does.
You were a fly.
Yeah, I can turn into animals. Do you want me to be a cat or a dog? Would that help?
I don't know what I want.
Can
Chinchilla?
Can Lucina make an insight check as to what? Because I feel like Lucina, because reasons understands.
Do you have a passive insight?
Yeah, I do have passive insight. It's 15.
That's good enough. She's had a shit year and a half. She lost all her friends, and she had to do this terrible survival thing, which was the most boring and terrifying thing constantly for the past year and a half. She doesn't know what she wants because she doesn't know what there is.
Yeah.
All she's known is terror for the last year and a half.
Well, stay here. Get some sleep. And Lucina's gonna druid craft a black lily. And give it to her.
Sort of grabs it. Very, very slight micro expression, smile, and then thank you.
And then Lucina's gonna head to someplace private and just break down crying.
The rest of you rush around, helping protect the city in case it comes under attack.
Bone arrow shit.
Ari Travala sleeps. And then we will find out what happens next. Next time.
That was good.
Woo!
Same bet.
I can't believe that all happened in under 4 hours. Oh my gosh.
We're efficient.
I think
Maybe
real
5?
hero shit.
Maybe
Yeah,
5?
That was like real time D&D.
Yeah,
Oh my god, it was! Shit!
because we're awesome.
Can I say I'm really happy the tunneling under the wall worked out so
That
well.
was hysterical.
Just like if I dimension door
You make a very good
across
badger.
this, I
Badger,
don't-
badger, badger, badger.
I don't trust a damn
Sorry,
thing
all the
from
stuff's
Elena.
over wind. That's rude.
Who thought Elena was in the room with the body for a split
Me.
second? I did too.
Oh, totally.
That's how
I was like,
if
oh, of course.
If we calm emotion her, that way she won't try to attack us.
Yeah. I was like, God, of course it's gonna be the one person that can like counterspell me with anything.
Nope, just someone who was
Some
trying to
random
help.
Person. That's good. That's good. Oh.
But thank you all for listening. We will continue
love
this
you.
next time and see how it goes.
What up?
Have a good one.
By bow and arrow merch.